It's championship night from the Fargo Dome, where the Breckenridge Cowboys will take on the New York Mills Eagles. Good evening, everyone. I'm Raleigh Lipp, along with Kevin Heidemann. Joe Schreiner is here, Adam Schreiner, and Brian Watson. They're all here. The Cowboy faithful are here. It's going to be a great night at the Fargo Dome. Welcome to the pregame show, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent in Breckenridge. Mills 8-1 on the season. They beat Pine River Bacchus last week 38-20 to advance to the championship game. And the Cowboys, they pull off one of the biggest upsets in Cowboy playoff history by beating OTC 26-8 last weekend. And Kevin, that's what's beautiful about the playoffs. It's a brand new season. The Cowboys did not look like a team that was going to make a run in the playoffs. They lost their last 3 regular season games of the year. They did not look real sharp in their quarterfinal round win over Underwood, but they go to OTC and pull off the improbable.
Yeah, and against a great OTC team who's kind of had our number over the years, who was undefeated 9-0. It reminded me, Raleigh, a lot of my senior year against Monoman. I mean, we went into that game and nobody thought we were going to win that game, and we won that game to go on and play in the state championship against Jordan. It was a lot like that. There's a lot of people that didn't think Breck would compete, let alone win that game against OTC. But it's one of those things where, you know what, you go in at halftime and it's a one-score game, and you're halfway through the third quarter, you're in the game, and next thing you know, you score and 3 minutes to go, and now you start believing that you can win, and you could just see the momentum building, and you could just see OTC deflating as that game went on. So, you know what, I mean, good for the Cowboys. They did everything right. They probably had the best performances out of the year of a number of players, if not all of them, and that's what it takes at, when you get to this level. That's what it takes to win.
Yeah, Cam Nito was spectacular, 247 yards rushing, but give the offensive line a lot of credit. They were spectacular last weekend too.
They were, and Cam had a great game. Like you said, 47 yards and 4 touchdowns, but lots of guys had big plays in key moments. Gavin Snyder had a couple takeaways. Alex Sanchez had a great one-arm tackle on 4th down that, when OTC was still in the game in the 4th quarter. Like you said, Raleigh, our offensive line probably played the best game of the year. Ernst and Blofus on defense, just the entire game stopped OTC on the run. You could just name tons of kids. Peterson did a fabulous job at the fullback blocking for Cam. So, you could go on and on and on. All of them had just an outstanding game.
All right, not much of a history between these two teams in football, or really in any sports. I know you've played New York Mills on the baseball side a little bit. I know the old-time Cowboy fans and Cowgirl fans will remember the girls' basketball teams New York Mills used to have. Breckenridge used to compete against them in the region, but not a whole lot of history between these two football teams. We thought about when the last time these two teams played. We couldn't think of a time. I don't think there's any time in history where these two teams have met.
Yeah, that's right. I don't remember ever playing them in football. We play them 4 or 5 times a year in baseball, and my kids play them in amateur and baseball, so we know them pretty well in that sport. But in the football thing, I think this is the first.
Well, but what we do know is they have a pretty good football team. They come in 8-1 on the season. They are ranked number 8 in the QRF rankings out of 62. The Cowboys come in ranked number 19. So this is a team that's physical. They like to run the football. They're a lot like the Cowboys. You look at this game on paper. It just looks like it's going to be a very competitive game. Just one common opponent. That was Parker's Prairie. Cowboys beat them earlier. New York Mills beat them mid-season by about the same score. So it's really tough to get a read.
Right, but you are right, Raleigh. When you look at the numbers, their school is 199 enrollment. Ours is 199. Same. Both real large schools for single A. They're scoring 33 points a game and giving up 8, and we're scoring 17 and giving up 14. But we play, I think, a lot tougher schedule. We played Pelican, who's playing tonight, who just beat Holly, who's, West Central we played, who's just played tonight in the game before us. So, we played a lot tougher schedule, so it's sometimes hard to compare apples to apples. But like you said, we throw the ball about 9 times a game. Raleigh, they throw it about 6. You look at all the offensive numbers across the board, very similar. We rush for about 283 yards. They're rushing for about 313, and on and on and on. You just go down the stat sheet, it looks very similar. The one thing that is different is, heavy senior team. A lot of their guys, a lot of their key guys are seniors. Most of them have been 3-year starters. You know what? We're quite a bit younger than that. I mean, we're starting a sophomore quarterback. You know, a lot of guys, Cam's a junior. I mean, we're a lot younger than they are, and that's probably the biggest difference. They just have a lot more experience than we do.
All right, one thing that's very important come playoff time, turnovers. You got to take care of the ball, and you got to watch the penalties. You just can't get hurt by penalties. That's one thing the Cowboys have cleaned up here in the playoffs is the penalties.
Well, for sure. When they had that 3-game slide, when they lost 3 in a row, that was probably the biggest culprit. It was the penalties were just out of control, and the turnovers, like you said, Raleigh. And then you know what? We go to the Underwood game, and it was noticeable. You know, that was a close game. We could have just as easily lost that game as won it. But you know what? We didn't turn the ball over, and they did, and we didn't have hardly any penalties, right? And same thing with the OTC game. So you're right. We have really cleaned that up. I mean, we've come a long ways. I mean, we've said this a million times. You know, you got to learn how to win, right? And it's not enough to just have great athletes. I mean, you got to learn how to win, and we've figured it out. I mean, and figured it out at the right time.
Absolutely. Again, the New York Mills 8-1. Breckenridge comes in 6-4 on the season. All right, New York Mills and Breckenridge will kick off here in about 10 minutes or so. We're going to break quick. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups here on the Three Borders Sports Network. Somerville Electric is proud to support Cowboy and Cowgirl athletics. Somerville Electric provides quality electric service in Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and the greater Red River Valley. Your most trusted electrician can provide residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, and utility services. If you have any questions or would like more information, call 643-3435 or visit somervilleelectric.com.
To celebrate the spirit of National Philanthropy Day, Giving Day will be held on Monday, November 15th, 2021. The day provides an opportunity to create giving in all that it makes possible. Giving Day is a 24-hour online giving event creating an opportunity for tremendous impact and support of our resilient NDSCS students, faculty, and programs. Your donations help our charge to raise scholarship dollars. Your gift of any size will help build opportunities for our NDSCS students. The tradition of success continues.
Better living begins at home, and Three Rivers Decorating in Wahpeton is your personal designing service. New flooring in your home can totally change its look and feel. Three Rivers Decorating has dozens of vinyl plank designs to choose from, along with carpet, tile, and linoleum. Whether it's updating your home's interior or retail space, Three Rivers Decorating has all of the latest styles and trends. They also offer free estimates. Give them a call today, 701-642-8454.
Experience no sneaky fees with America's best checking. Switch to a bank you'll love. Bell Bank with 2 convenient locations in the Twin Towns, 717 2nd Avenue North in Wahpeton and 214 5th Street North in Breckenridge. Check them out online at bell.bank.com. Bell Bank, proud to support area high school athletics.
Bold Print in Wahpeton reminds you that Christmas is not that far away, and it's not too early to get your holiday greeting cards ordered. Create a customized printed card everyone on your address list will appreciate. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company? Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 642-2188, or check them out online, use boldprint.com. Since 1941, Minn Kota Ag Products has been helping farmers with their agricultural needs. The farming industry has expanded at great lengths, and Minn Kota Ag Products is there to provide farmers with their entire chemical, fertilizer, seed, and grain elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. For market access at your fingertips and information essential to your farm operation, download the Minn Kota Ag Products app. Minn Kota Ag Products, proud to be a partner in your farm operation since 1941.
All right, welcome back. Raleigh Lipp alongside Kevin Heidemann. Breckenridge and New York Mills getting to set to kick off here the Section 6A Championship. Starting lineups brought to you by Thrivent Financial. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. See Will Ulick at Thrivent Financial in Wahpeton. Here is the starting lineup for the New York Mills Eagles. They are 8-1 on the season. Up front, defensive end number 59, Braden Peterson. Peterson, 225. He's a senior. The other defensive end, Cody Barthel. He's their big hitter, 230. He wears number 64. The tackles, Bodie Roberts, a sophomore, 210 pounds, and number 58, Will Oakes. He is a 220-pound junior. The linebackers, outside linebackers, Jacob Guck, 170-pound senior, and Braden Enert. He is 175-pound junior. The middle linebacker is number 27, Dane Nemi. Nemi, 190 pounds. He is a senior. The corners, Jonah Johnson, 170, a senior, and Noah Knopfsinger, 155-pound senior. And the safeties, Ethan Ruther, 165-pound senior, and number 3, Bren Salo, 170-pound senior. He is also their quarterback on the offensive side of the ball. Here is the offensive unit for your Breckenridge Cowboys, 6-4 on the season. Up front, left tackle number 60, Zane Mickelson, 6'2", 180, a junior. The left guard is Dolan Ernst, 6'6", 225. He is a junior. On the right side of the line, Wyatt Differding, number 51, 5'10", 185. He is a senior. Landon Bloffus is the right tackle, number 52, 6'2", 210, a junior. And Eli Butts, 6 foot, 240 pounds. He is just a freshman. Eli will start at center tonight. The tight end, Alex Sanchez, number 13, 6'2", 175. The split end is Gavin Snyder, number 8. Gavin, 6'2", 170. And in the slot, Cam Nito, 6 foot, 185, a junior, rushed for 247 last week versus OTC. The fullback, Gavin Peterson, number 15, 6'1", 200 pounds. And give Gavin a lot of credit last week, too. He was the one leading the way for Cam. The tailback, James Murtis, number 21, 5'9", 165, a senior. And Bailey Evans is the quarterback, number 7, just a sophomore, 5'10", and 175. Again, Breckenridge 6-4. New York Mills is 8-1. We will have tonight's kickoff from the Fargo Dome coming up next on the Three Borders Sports Network. Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Around here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up. And we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it. Around here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us.
Deli and Catering, a Twin Town favorite, has daily hot home-cooked meal specials for dine-in or carry-out, along with a full menu. Call Wahpeton Deli at 642-3639 to cater your next group lunch or dinner. Have an upcoming graduation? Let Wahpeton Deli and Catering take the worry out of your event. Call 642-3639. Wahpeton Deli and Catering on Dakota Avenue in the heart of downtown Wahpeton.
Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
It's championship night at the Fargo Dome here on the Three Borders Sports Network. We welcome all those watching tonight at the Wilkin Drink and Eatery on Minnesota Avenue in Breckenridge, and also the crew watching down at Casey's. Winner will advance to the state playoffs next week. That quarterfinal round game will be played in Brainerd. So hopefully Cowboy fans will be making the trip to Brainerd next week. Kevin, keys to the game tonight.
Outside of the obvious, Raleigh, which is turnovers and penalties every game, bottom line, they run a 5-3, looks almost like a 6-3 defense. They put 9 guys in the box. They're not going to let Cam do what he did last week. I think there's an opportunity with one-on-one coverage to maybe, some play action and pick up some big yards through the air. We haven't seen us, Breckenridge, do that much. And on the other side of it, Raleigh, with them, we got to tackle their quarterback. He doesn't throw a lot, but when he does, he throws it deep. He catches you looking inside, and he'll go over the top. But he runs, and he's a hard guy to bring down. So we got to stop number 3 and tackle their quarterback and look for opportunities to other than Cam to be able to do something on the offensive side.
Well, the Cowboy defense will be on the field first. Do you like that?
Yeah, I do like that.
See if the Cowboys can make a stop right out of the chute. The Cowboy defense has really been their one steady. They're only giving up 8 or 9 points a game. This defense has been pretty good all year.
And it's been really good against the run, and this is predominantly a running team. Other than the Holly game, they've been really good, stopping the run.
All right, Landon Blofus will kick things off for us. Nemi is back deep for New York Mills, but it will be their up man, number 28, and he's straight up the field across the 40 to the 45-yard line. That is Jacob Guck, their fullback, and he'll give New York Mills really nice field position on their first possession of the night.
It'll be 1st and 10 Eagles from their own 45-yard line.
So a chance for the Cowboy defense here to start the game. They forced a couple of turnovers last week at OTC. We'll see what they can do here tonight in the championship game. Nemi, their big runner, in motion. Here's their speed guy trying to get outside, and the Cowboys won't let him get there. That's Jonah Johnson, the fastest guy in the team, and the Cowboys strung that one out.
Yep, and that's the other thing. We didn't have time to cover it all, but that was the other point was, if they want to get to the outside, that's the guy that they use on some sweeps and some quick pitches. And you know what? We have to contain to the outside, and the Cowboys did a great job there.
Nemi is their workhorse, number 27. He's senior, and he's averaging over 6 yards a carry. So he will be their workhorse tonight. 2nd and long, and this is the situation the Cowboys would love to put New York Mills in. Here's Ruther right up the middle, and he's across midfield into Cowboy territory, a gain of about 7. So big third down play coming up here right out of the chute.
Big third down play. And the other thing that Mills does is, and everybody likes to do this, but they've been successful doing it, is they use a lot of clock. Just ball control, use a lot of clock, take up a lot of time, and Cowboys need to get the ball back on offense.
All right, 3rd and 4 for the Eagles on the Cowboy 49-yard line. Salo will turn and give to Ruther in a big hole over the left side of that offensive line. And that's enough for the first down. Nathan Fisher and Cody Barthel leading the way over there on the left side, and New York Mills moves the chains.
And Raleigh, off the year we were talking, these guys are great athletes. They got 2nd in state in baseball. They lost to Hayfield in championship game. So these guys are more than just big. They're athletic.
And again, we mentioned New York Mills loves to run the ball. They'll pound the ball, but this is certainly a team that's capable of throwing the football. And
they pick their spots when they throw it. They'll get you looking inside. They'll run 6, 7, 8, 9 times a row. They'll get you looking inside, and then they'll and their quarterback Salo is very capable of throwing the deep ball, and that's what they'll do. They'll catch you sleeping.
That was Nemi right up the middle, about 6 yards, and again, that's what he's averaging per carry. So Mills, their first possession, which started at their own 45-yard line, they're now at the Cowboy 39. 2nd and long 4. One receiver right, one to the left. First man through again is Nemi, and Nemi up close to a Mills first down. They'll mark it at the 35. It'll be about a half yard short.
Takes the ball out to the 35-yard line. Cowboys.
Again, just one common opponent. That's Parker's Prairie. Cowboys beat Parker's Prairie second game of the season back in early September. Final score of that game 20-8. New York Mills beat Parker's Prairie 35-6 mid-season. Third and short. Split backs here behind Salo. Salo just keep it on a quarterback sneak in a big hole over the left side. And he'll carry it across the 30 up near the 25-yard line.
And if you look at him, I mean, he's a great runner, but he's not like, he's not a guy that's going to run around you. He's just a guy that you're not going to arm tackle, and he usually takes one or two guys, to bring him down. Just a big, strong runner. Not super fast, but definitely a load to bring down.
Yeah, so 4 different guys have rushed the football here for the Eagles on their first possession. We're just over 3 minutes into this Section 6A championship game. Winner of this one will move on to the state playoffs and will play in Brainerd next weekend. Motion to the left, Salo turns, gives second man through Ruther. And another nice hole. They're really working the left side of that offensive line. They've done a nice job. Ruther carries it across the 25 to about the 22, so 4 or 5 yards a chunk.
It's kind of the way the OTC game started. They scored on their opening drive. Cowboys made a few adjustments, and they didn't score again.
Eagles on the Cowboy 22.
So 2nd and 5 here for the Eagles. The drive that started on their own 45. Knopfsinger is out wide right. They'll send Monty now in motion to the right. They give to the first man. I believe that is Nemi. And a short gain there for Nemi up to the 20-yard line. And another big third down play coming up here for the Cowboy defense.
Yeah, Martinez won that battle up front, and we need to see more of that. I mean, that was a nice play. I mean, it's nothing special. There's not a lot of motion. They're not trying to trick you. They're just basically, running blast or, 4-hole, 5-hole. Cowboys just need to be more physical up front.
See, West Central area is going back to the state playoffs, representing Section 6AA. They defeated Osakis in the game before this one, 19-14, the final. West Central scored late to win that one. Here's Ruther again, and again over the left side, and again a big hole, and he'll carry it across the 15, and that's enough for an Eagles first down. So Mills hasn't put the ball in the air yet. They're just running it down the Cowboys' throat right now. See if the Cowboys can make an adjustment here in the Scott's Electric Red Zone for all your electrical needs. See the good folks out at Scott's Electric.
Yep, and this is just kind of vintage New York Mills offense, right? I mean, just continue to run the ball and take time off the clock, and I mean, this is what we've seen on film all year from them.
Yep, they're chewing up some time. They're already 5 minutes, 5+ into this drive. 1st and 10 from the 15. Ruther in motion, right. It's Nemi up the middle. A play designed to go over the right side, but he bounces it left, breaks a tackle inside the 10, and is finally pushed out at the 7-yard line.
And, the Cowboys have generally been a pretty good tackling team. I mean, you don't see that a lot from the Cowboys. I mean, they're pretty sound fundamentally there.
And again, if the Cowboys have been consistent anywhere this year, it's on the defensive side of the ball. They haven't always been spectacular, but they've been pretty good most all season long, giving up just 8 points a game. But Mills is having their way with them here on the first drive. Here's Salo, quarterback sneak right up the middle. He'll be close to a first down, but I think a little bit short. They'll mark it shy of the 5-yard line.
Huge play coming up here.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd and about 1. They got to get across the 10. The ball marked just shy of the 10-yard line.
Obviously, they're in 4-down territory, but stop here. I mean, just keep them out of the end zone. Be a huge momentum shift if we can just keep them from scoring.
3rd down for New York Mills.
All right, I formation. Behind Salo, Nemi and Ruther, and Salo will keep it himself, quarterback sneak. And again, you can see the strength of the senior quarterback. 8 of the 11 starters on the offensive side of the ball are seniors. You mentioned really is Cowboys have 10 seniors. New York Mills has 9, but New York Mills on both sides of the football, it's a
right.
senior-dominated lineup.
It's a senior-dominated lineup, and their key guys, I mean, are all seniors, and a lot of them 3-year starters. So. Again, they got a ton of experience.
All right, the ball marked at the 3. It's 1st and goal for the Eagles as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. That's Ruther in motion left. Here's Niemi right up the middle, and the Cowboys stuff him. Maybe a yard on the play before he's pushed back.
And, Raleigh, we've seen the Cowboys, put up a pretty good defensive stand multiple times. I mean, Underwood had the ball, 3 different times inside the 5-yard line and didn't score. So Cowboys are more than capable of mounting a stance here.
Yeah, not much at all. He might have got a half yard on that play, and that's it. So the Eagles have burned 7 minutes already here on their first possession. Here's Salo. He'll fake to Niemi. Now we'll try to get to the corner, and he won't get to the pylon, but he will get inside the 1-yard line. He knocked the pylon, or the pylon was knocked over, but I think that was a Cowboy defensive player that knocked that over. So he didn't break the plane. They'll mark it right at the 1-yard line. So good pursuit there by the Cowboy defense. So 3rd and goal from the 1. I formation behind Salo, and he'll keep it again on the sneak. And no signal yet.
Oh, man,
now they're going to give
late.
it to him, yeah. And you don't know what happened underneath that pile. It looked like the Cowboys might have stopped him, but after they unpile, they give him the touchdown. So Mills takes it 55 yards in their first possession, and they cap it off with a 1-yard touchdown run by Salo.
So nothing surprising. That's kind of what we expected to see from Mills and execution, kind of what they've done all year. Ball control is a big thing. And, when you do that, Raleigh, you only get so many offensive touches. You only get so many chances. So, Cowboys, it's important to take advantage of it when we get the ball back.
All right, big 2-point conversion now. Yeah, Mills uses 7 minutes and 20 seconds on that opening drive. Here's the pitch to Ruther. He'll throw it, but it was well covered. And he'll just have to eat it. So the 2-point conversion fails, but Mills scores first. 4:40 to play here in the first quarter. On the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, New York Mills 6, Breckenridge nothing on the Three Borders Sports Network.
Sports injuries can put a damper on a young athlete's high school career. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is here to make sure you get back to playing the sport you love. Whether it's a knee, shoulder, ankle, or back pain, our OSPTI experts will use their knowledge to rehab and strengthen that injured area for a full and complete recovery. Stay in a game with OSPTI. All major insurances are accepted. Call us at 218-641-7725, or you can find us on Facebook at OSPTI, or check us out on the web at www.ospti.net.
Well, New York Mills look very impressive on their first possession of the night. They take it 55 yards. Salo takes it in from 1 yard out, 6-0. New York Mills, very important for the Cowboys to answer.
Yep, if we don't score, at least, control the ball, gain some field possession. At least show that you can move the ball. I mean, it's a lot like the way the OTC game started, but we know how that finished.
Well, we'll see if Nito will get a chance here. See, that's Peterson back there with him. And the kick will be a squib. And Cowboys better get on it.
Oh, boy.
It's loose, still loose. And the Cowboys may have caught a big break. And we've seen that earlier in the season. Cowboys nearly lost possession on a kickoff by not getting on it.
We were talking, Raleigh, before this game, about putting some skill guys in that mid-level because the majority of the teams kick it there. It's rare that you see high school teams kick the ball deep anymore.
Yeah, the Cowboys catch a break there. Boy, that would have been a catastrophe after the Eagles score a touchdown in their first possession to give it right back. Boy, it's important for the Cowboys. Again, if they don't go down and score here, at least to chew up a little bit of time, give their defense a little bit of a rest. And here is Nito. Again, he was dominant last week. Pretty nice hole that closed quickly. It looked like Nito might get more than that. He does get across the 30 for about 5. Cam's father in attendance tonight. Happy birthday to Eric Nito. He made the trip from Michigan to see the game tonight and celebrating his birthday tonight. So happy birthday, Eric. I hope you can celebrate with a Cowboy win.
And, Cam's one of those guys, any play, any moment, any time is capable of, taking it the distance.
Well, here he is again, and he gets the corner across the 35 up to the 40-yard line, and that's a Cowboy first down.
And, Raleigh, the other thing I like about what the Cowboys did last week, and we're seeing it now, it's kind of the if it ain't broke, don't fix it thing, right? So, until you can stop him, just keep giving it to him, and he's more than capable of carrying it 20, 25 times.
Well, I just think the Cowboys are going to have to come up with some big plays in the passing game tonight if they're going to win. The Eagles are locked into Nito.
Well, and it's a game of possession. I mean, games like this where both teams are predominantly running teams, I mean, you just don't get a lot of opportunities. So.
And Dylan Bernatus is back for the Cowboys. He had suffered a concussion a few weeks ago, so this is his first action in a few weeks, and he's a guy that can go up and get it. Here's Mertis, his first carry of the night, a good one across the 45. So the Cowboy offensive line doing a nice job again. Again, they were spectacular last week against a very good OTC defensive line. And they're doing a nice job of making some holes here early. Again, this drive started on the Cowboy 24. They're now at the 45-yard line, 2nd and 5. And Evans will throw it here, and there's Peterson in the flats. Gavin across midfield into Eagle territory, and that's another Cowboy first down.
And we've seen the Cowboys run that play numerous times this year, and the vast majority of time that's been a winner for them, right? I like to play action. I mean, it keeps the defense honest, just being able to throw the ball. Even a little bit like that helps.
Yeah, and a safe play like that, that gives Bailey a little bit of confidence. A really, really good play call, and Peterson just wide open in the flats. We might see that one, that play again a little bit later on.
And we talked about Bailey being a sophomore, but he's in his 5th start now, so he's gaining experience every game.
All right, here's Nito again. A play designed to go inside, but he had to try to get outside. Boy, Cam went down awkwardly there. And little gimpy as he gets up. Boy, good to see him up. That looked a little bit scary. And again, on this artificial turf, can be hard on knees, but Cam looks to be okay. He lost a yard on the play.
But, I talked to Cam last night, and I asked him, with as many times as he touched the ball against OTC, he said, Coach, I'm 100% healthy. I'm ready to go. Feel great. So, you know what? That's good.
Yeah, and this is, of course, a kid that played baseball for you. Great athlete, and he was spectacular last week in Battle Lake. Full house backfield for the Cowboys. Big play here on 2nd down. Nito, they'll try to get him to the corner, and that was a good pursuit by the Eagles defense. Cam able to get a couple to the 45-yard line, and that'll bring up a huge 3rd down play here for the Cowboy offense.
And, again, we're kind of at that spot in the field where we don't need a first down here, but if we can just, give ourselves a reasonable chance to get into 4-down territory, for a couple yards short, I mean, it's probably something that we can go for.
All right, 3rd and 9 for the Cowboys. From the 45. Snyder wide right. It's Bernatus wide left. They'll look left to Bernatus. He's open. He's got it at the 35, across the 30, makes a move inside the 25 down to the 20-yard line.
Raleigh, and kind of in the pregame, that's what we talked about. Kind of expected that to be open because if you're going to put 9 guys in the box to stop the run and play one-on-one or man-to-man coverage, you know what, you're going to be vulnerable, and Cowboys took advantage of it there.
So the Cowboys into the Scott's Electric red zone for all your electrical needs. See the folks out at Scott's Electric in Wahpeton. A drive that started on the Cowboy 24. They are now at the Eagle 20. And we're approaching a minute to play. This first quarter has just flown by. Again, New York Mills used over 7 minutes on their drive, and the Cowboys approaching 3 minutes here on this drive. Here is Cam over the left side, good for a yard.
Well, the Cowboys have definitely answered, which is great to see.
Braden Peterson on the tackle there, another one of their 9 seniors. So 2nd and 9 for the Cowboys. Let us take a quick moment here to congratulate Margaret Wilson and the Breckenridge Cowgirls. What a season it's been for the Cowgirl volleyball team. They'll play for a championship tomorrow against Belgrade Bruton El Rosa. And Joe and Brian will have that game here in the Three Borders Sports Network tomorrow.
What a great catch.
Well, here's a pass.
He dropped it.
Thought inside the 10-yard line. That was, I believe, was that Cullen?
That pass intended for number 2, Colin.
Yeah, it was intended for Cullen Roberts. And Cullen, Cullen had a knee injury in the final regular season game of the year. So he's been a bit nicked up, but he came up big last week against OTC.
He did, and a total team player. You know, he didn't start off the season at quarterback, played quarterback for a few games mid-season. Now they moved him to tight end, and whatever you need him to do, he'll do it and give 100%. So, you know what, one of the senior leaders on the team, just do anything asked of him.
Yeah, Cullen, the leading tackler for the Cowboys on the defensive side of the ball. Another passing situation here for the Cowboys, and now we have a whistle. And it looks like it's going to be a delay of game. Looks like, and again, we have the play clock here, so that shouldn't happen here with the play clock. But the Cowboys get penalized for 5, and is that our first flag? That is our first flag of the game.
But you know, we talked about that, you know, before the game started. You know, we don't have a play clock in Brecken. If we did, how many of those would we have? Because we were always pushing the limit with that. Of course, here with the play clock, I mean, there's no leeway. So Cowboys are definitely going to have to be aware of that. That's kind of another really unfortunate time to have it too, you know.
Yeah.
3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, you know, knocking on the door a little bit.
Well, the Cowboys, if they can just pick up 8 or 10 yards here, they give themselves a chance on 4th down. They will throw it, play action. Evans will roll right, throws right, and it's overthrown. Looking for Roberts again. Well covered, and it'll bring up 4th down. But again, it's nice to have a guy like Bernatus back in situations like this, where you can just throw it up in the end zone and at least give him a chance. Bernatus, a guy that can go up and get it at 6'2".
And actually, right now, Raleigh, with this spot on the field, 4th down, I mean, that's probably what I'd do. I mean, you got nothing to lose, throw it in the end zone. Hopefully, we can make a play.
And Bernatus is split wide to the left here. Evans will drop back. He will look to the left for Bernatus, but it's incomplete. And there's going to be a penalty call. Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't know what else that could possibly be.
Has to be.
Boy, what a huge call. And probably didn't need to do it. And I'm not sure it didn't look like he was much early there. And he certainly didn't need to. I don't think Bernatus would have been able to come down and bounce. Oh, it is still 4th down. That is not an automatic first down in high school football, so this is half the distance, but it will give the Cowboys another shot here on 4th down. So
and a realistic shot of picking this up. 4th and what, 2? Yeah, 4th and about 2.
So that was a huge play. And again, the Cowboys just didn't have that the last 4 or 5 weeks without Bernatus, a guy that, you know, can create some mismatches with his size and his leaping ability. And here is Nito over the left side. And he needed to get to the 10, and I don't think he did. He just needed a little bit more push, and they will mark it short. He needed 2, he got 1, and the Cowboys are going to give it up on downs.
And you know, and that's a play we'll be talking about here at the end of the game too. I mean, that's one of those plays. There's 4 or 5 plays in every game that are critical plays, and that was one of them.
So the Mills defense, they bend, but they do not break.
But hopefully the Cowboys, you know, made an adjustment here. I mean, again, they're getting 1 touch in the first quarter. I mean, that's just typical New York Mills. I mean, you get 1 opportunity. So hopefully we made some adjustments here and can stop the run.
So Mills will take over with 5 seconds to play here in the first quarter, leading 6-0. Salo will turn and give to Nemi. Nemi good for a yard, maybe 2, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. After 1 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, New York Mills 6, Breckenridge nothing on the Three Borders Sports Network.
This is Cass Clay Country. From early mornings on our farms to evening dinners in your homes, our dairy farmers are your neighbors, your friends, your family. Our goal is to make your mornings a little brighter, your days more fulfilled, and to remind you, when it comes to quality, there is no expiration date. When choosing Cass Clay products, you're supporting your community. Cass Clay, homegrown, pure goodness.
Bruder's Butcher, Highway 75 North Breckenridge, believes in community, customer service, and the goodness of meat. Bruder's Butcher provides quality raised and butchered beef at an affordable price. From raising cattle born on family farms to butchering and preparing the meat for your dinner table, they are that dedicated. Stop into their store located Highway 75 North Breckenridge or check them out online, brudersbutcher.com.
Experience no sneaky fees with America's best checking. Switch to a bank you'll love. Bell Bank with 2 convenient locations in the Twin Towns, 717 2nd Avenue North in Wahpeton and 214 5th Street North in Breckenridge. Check them out online at bell.bank.com. Bell Bank, proud to support area high school athletics. Well, both teams move it down the field in the first quarter, but it's New York Mills who gets it into the end zone. They lead 6-0, and they have the football here. 2nd and 8 as we start the second quarter. Section 6A championship game winner advances into the state playoffs, and will play next Saturday in Brainerd. Over the left side, that's Nemi up to the 15-yard line. He was getting 5 or 6 yards a carry on that first drive, just a couple yards a carry on the last couple. So a big third down play here. Cowboys get the football back in great field position if they can make a stop here on third down.
Right, just going to say this is an important thing. I mean, Cowboys will get the ball back probably inside the 50-yard line if they can make a stop here.
Again, they like to pound the football, but Salo's certainly a guy that can throw the football, and he can run it too. And here's a flag, and this will back him up another 5.
Dead ball. False start.
So false start on the Eagles, and that will back him up inside the 10-yard line.
Now the Cowboys definitely need to be aware of down and distance, right? Because Salo is more than capable of throwing the deep ball.
Boy, huge play here. 3rd and long. Full house backfield behind Salo. He will fake the pitch. Now he will roll out to the left, and he's got a man wide open at the 35-yard line. Got behind the Cowboy defense, and that is a first down, and that is Ruther. And boy, gives Salo a lot of credit. He was in the pocket, got flushed out, rolled to his left. Very difficult for a right-handed quarterback to throw accurately, moving to the left,
and
but Salo put that one right where he had to.
Threw a great ball with a lot of touch on it. I mean, and that's what he's capable of. I mean, again, 3-year starter, a lot of experience, and you saw it there. I mean, that was just a great decision and a great throw.
The Cowboys had a chance to get off the field. That was a big play made by the senior quarterback and the senior running back. So 1st and 10, and here's
that Shockard on the tackle. I believe so.
Yeah.
That was a great tackle.
Yeah, Shockard, another guy that loves to stick his nose in there. Second leading tackler for the Cowboys this season with 76. Couple of sacks, couple of fumble recoveries, and he was right there that time.
And he's not a huge guy to be playing middle linebacker, right? But he does it out of quickness and anticipation.
He reminds me of a guy that we used to play with, a guy by the name of Billy McLaren, a little guy that loved to stick his nose in there. Here's the option play to the right. And there's some room out there on the right side across the 45 up to midfield, and there's their speed guy again, Jonah Johnson.
And we haven't seen much option run against us this year. But you know what? Gavin Snyder on the corner there did a good job of containing and turning them in, and so picked up yards, but manageable.
Yeah, and Johnson is not a guy you want to chase down in the open field. There aren't too many guys out there that are going to catch him if he gets behind you.
Right, he's the guy when they want to get outside, he's the guy they're going to give it to.
So 3rd and short, and Salo just keeping himself. And again, he's a big, strong quarterback that can pick up 2 or 3 yards when need be, and he picks up 4 there.
He's a great runner, but he's not going to make people miss. He's going to run you over.
Colin Roberts, number 2 on the tackle.
That run good for 4, and the Eagles back into Cowboy territory. And again, this is a drive that started deep in their own territory after the Cowboys gave it up on downs.
And again, just vintage New York Mills, just controlling the clock, eating up clock, time of possession. It's kind of their MO.
If you just joined us, Mills scored on their first drive of the game. They ate up over 7 minutes. Cowboys moved the ball down the field on their first possession of the night, but they give it up on downs inside the 10. Short gain there.
Yeah, nice play on Dallin Ernst. Dallin had a big game against OTC. And all of those guys in the front got better and better as the game went along, all of them. Martinez, Ernst, Blofis, all those guys. Hopefully we need them to step up and have a repeat of that.
So 2nd and 8. That's Johnson wide right. They will pitch to Ruther, and Ruther will get to the corner. There is a flag down. Ruther will carry it across the 35. It is enough for a first down, but we'll have to check the flag.
Probably holding on that corner.
Number 26 on the carry, number 21, James Murtis on the stop.
Boy, and this is a big call here.
Yep. They're blocking the back, okay.
Yeah, we'll take that one. That was a biggie. Instead of 1st and 10 inside the Cowboy 35, this will move the Eagles back inside their own territory. So a huge play.
And again, Cowboys just need to be aware of down and distance. I mean, they only throw the ball, 5.7 times a game. But you know what? They pick their spots. Now, this is a situation where, we're looking for it. So, but still, he's more than capable of throwing it deep. And when I mean deep, Raleigh, I mean 40, 50 yards in the air.
So 2nd and 19 now for the Eagles. They lead 6-0 as we approach 8.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Stick around for our halftime report. Mike Belseth, former head coach of the Breckenridge Cowboys, will join us here in the booth at the half. Here's Johnson on the reverse, trying to get to the corner, and he does. Across midfield inside the 40 and close to an Eagles first down.
I think he picked it up.
Yep, they'll give it to him. They'll mark it at the 45. And we talked about his speed, and you get a pretty good idea how he can move.
And it's too bad now on this drive alone. I mean, Cowboys had chances, big 3rd down where they gave up the pass, and 3rd and forever or 2nd forever on that play, and we gave up the first down. So got to take advantage of the opportunities to get our offense the ball.
Well, the Cowboys have touched the football just one time, so that'll give you an idea how Mills can control the clock. This is not a team you want to get down 2 scores on. 2nd man through left side, that's Nemi. He's their power runner. And he's across the 30, rolls ahead up to the 28-yard line. So 7 yards that time.
Cowboys have played in a lot of section finals over the years. Last year was a shortened season, and I think it was only 1 game. So, not counting the COVID year, I think the last time Cowboys won a section was 2008.
Yeah, they have. They have played for a lot of section championships. The last one in 2008. Yeah. Well, with the exception of last year. Yeah.
Yep.
The Cowboys defending section champions in the COVID-shortened season. Here's Ruther. Stumbled a little bit as he went over the right side. Falls ahead to the 26. Another big 3rd down play, and you got to figure it's going to be Salo right up the middle again. He's a guy that can get you a yard when needed.
And he'll have a couple opportunities to get it, on the 26-yard line. Definitely 4-down territory.
So split backs, and Salo will just keep it, and he's good for a couple. Falls ahead to the 18, and they move the sticks again. So they chewed up about 6 minutes on this drive after chewing up about 7.5 on their first possession. Yeah, and you mentioned it in the pregame, Kevin. Yeah, these guys like to control time of possession, and they have certainly dominated that category here in the first half.
Yep, and it's easy to play defense when your defense is never on the field, right? So Cowboys got to find a way to get their offense the ball.
Full house backfield this time behind Salo. He will fake to the first man through. He keeps and falls across the 20 to the 19, and the Eagles back into the Scott's Electric red zone.
Yeah, they literally started this drive with 5 seconds left in the first quarter, and we're under 6 minutes now in the second quarter. So
2nd and 5. Knopfsinger is wide left. Johnson is wide to the right. Salo gives. Second man through Ruther. He bangs ahead to the 15. And another 4 yards on that carry. 4 or 5 yards a pop. I mean, other than the Johnson, the run on the reverse, there hasn't been a whole lot of. Well, and the pass, yeah, that was the big play when the Cowboys had them deep in their own territory. So a couple of 30-yard gains. Other than that, it's been just 4 or 5 yards a pop here for the Eagles. And it's Salo again on the sneak, and he can get 3 yards anytime he wants, and he'll dive ahead for another first down.
And you'll see the experience that he had there, right? Too. I mean, that's not over center. I mean, he gets up to the center. He looks at where the defensive is lined up, and he picks his hole, right? So, he ran that over the 3 hole, maybe even on the edge of the 5 hole. So, tough kid to break down and smart, makes good decisions.
All right, 1st and 10 now for the Eagles from the 12. Ruther again over the right side, short gain across the 11-yard line.
Nice play by Dallin.
Number 26 with the ball, down to the 10-yard line.
But you know what? The Cowboys get tougher and tougher. I mean, as you get in the red zone and get inside the 10-yard line, they start to stiffen up. So
you figure the Cowboys will get just one more possession here in the first half.
Yeah, with not a lot of time left on the clock. I mean, they could burn up another couple minutes here easily.
2nd and 8. Knopfsinger wide right. And here is Salo again, and Salo's got some room over the left side, and he'll get into the end zone for the Eagles' second touchdown, and they lead 12-0. And again, there is certainly nothing fancy about this offense, but this is an offensive line that will stay on blocks, and they've got guys in the skilled position that can make plays.
They do, and Raleigh, like you said, it's just they have a lot of these guys are 3-year starters, and they're just great athletes. I mean, their fullback is a great wrestler. That Nemi is a great wrestler. Great wrestlers generally make good football players, so Cowboys got their hands full here.
All right, and we have a timeout, and it looks like the Cowboys will burn one of theirs. 4 minutes to play here in the first half. It has been all New York Mills on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. Eagles 12, Cowboys nothing on the Three Borders Sports Network.
Scott's Electric in Wahpeton is a proud supporter of high school athletics. If you're in need of commercial, industrial, agricultural, or residential electric service, call Scott's Electric at 642-9244. Licensed and bonded in North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota, offering 24-hour electrical service. Check out Scott's Electric website at www.scottselectric.net. Scott's Electric.
Oh, we got the whole crew here tonight. Raleigh Lipp along with Kevin Heidemann, Joe Schreiner, Adam Schreiner, Brian Watson, all here producing tonight's game. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone real well for the Cowboys yet. 4 minutes to play here in the half, and New York Mills has scored on both their possessions. They lead 12-0, and a big 2-point conversion here. Salo will work out of the shotgun here, and he will look over the middle. Flag down. Now Salo is flushed out of the pocket, and he will throw into the end zone looking for Knopfsinger. It's incomplete, and we'll check on the flag. Yeah, it came. Yeah, and they're looking over to the Cowboy sideline. So
pretty sure it's holding.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see. That may come up big. Cowboys giving up a couple of touchdowns, but they have been able to keep them out of the end zone on the 2-point conversions. So it is a holding penalty. Cowboys decline. 4 minutes to play here in the first half. On the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, New York Mills leads at 12-0 on the Three Borders Sports Network.
Good sports are winners, no matter what the score, and good sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. You keep the standards high and the game enjoyable for all by showing respect for players, coaches, and officials. Respect and responsibility is why we play. Celebrating a championship with classmates, teammates, and the community. It's a memory that lasts a lifetime, so root for your team with good sportsmanship and enjoy every minute of today's game. The Minnesota State High School League, helping students reach their goals in and out of the classroom.
All right, welcome back. 12-0. New York Mills leads it. Cowboys get the ball back here with 4 to play, and still not even to halftime yet. But you just sense this is really going to be a huge possession here.
It is,
for
and
the Cowboys.
It is, and if we could go down and score here, Raleigh, like you said on the break, we get the ball back at halftime, and
here's Sanchez on the short kick. Cowboys get good field position. Sanchez will carry it up to the 44-yard line. So that's where the Cowboys will take over, 1st and 10. Plenty of time on the clock, 3:55.
And if you are going to throw the ball, this is the place to do it because, obviously we're in a dome. You just have absolutely perfect conditions. And with the clock stopping on first downs in high school, 3 minutes and 55 seconds with 3 timeouts is actually a lot.
Well, the Cowboys were able to move the football on their first possession. Unfortunately, they got shut down inside the 10-yard line. We'll see what they can do here on their second touch. They'll give Demurtis over the left side, and there is absolutely nothing there. He is hit right at the line of scrimmage and pushed back.
James Murtis, number 21, the carry for the Cowboys.
Yeah, and the Cowboys just have not thrown it much on first down at all this season, but
and it's tougher to throw it on, third down when you have to throw it, right? So
no game in the play.
But like you said, Raleigh, we moved the ball successfully the first possession, and just against this team, you just don't get many opportunities. So every time you get the ball, you gotta take advantage of it.
Well, the passing situation here, they got Evans wide to the left here. That's Nito out of the shotgun, and now a flag, and that's going to be another
motion probably.
Or delay a game.
Delay of game, 1 or 2, yep.
It is a false start.
Okay.
So just a couple of penalties on the Cowboys in this first half, but they've both come very inopportune times.
Well, especially the first one. Inside the 20-yard line on third and manageable 7 or 8 yards, right? So now we got to be a little bit careful here that we don't give the ball back to them with too much time left if we're unable to pick up a first down here.
So 2nd and 15 now for the Cowboys at their 39. Evans play action. They're setting up a screen on the left side, but thank goodness that was incomplete because New York Mills had that read the whole way. They were trying to get it out to Demurtis, but Mills was all over that play, and that'll bring up a big third down play. And here's another situation. Yeah, and it's funny, we talked about this on the way up, why teams don't quick kick.
Well,
there's a lot of situations. Cowboys have been in a couple of situations.
Right.
Well, no, that was the first game we saw here. There were teams, both those teams had situations where they could have done it. Again, that's something Mike Belseth did a lot of back in the day. We'll visit with Mike at halftime, but that would be one of those situations here where you can actually kick it, punt it on third down with no one back, and you get the roll here on the artificial turf. But the Cowboys will go for it. They'll get it to Peterson in the flats. He makes a one-handed catch, but he's going to be well short of the first down, and that will stop the clock with 2:41 to play.
And he's got fabulous hands. How many times have we seen him reach out and make that one-handed catch this year? He's just a great receiver. And that's been a bread and butter play for the Cowboys, really all season. But, that down and distance isn't going to get her done.
So Mills will get it back in pretty decent field position and really plenty of time. 2:41. They still have a couple of timeouts remaining. So Nito will kick. That's Johnson and Salo. Back deep for the Eagles. Good snap and good kick, which will be taken by Salo at the 30. And Salo will try to get to the left side. He's across the 35, pushed out of bounds at about the 37. So that's where Mills will take over with 2:32 to play here in the half.
Pushed out of bounds by number 4, Griffin Lassie.
It'll be interesting to see, they're capable of spreading it out. They'll run a spread set with, two guys wide on each side. So
From their own 37
be interesting to see if they try and air it out here, what they do with 2.5 minutes to go.
Cowboys already down 2 scores. This is a must stop here for the Cowboy defense. And again, this is just the third possession
Right.
of the night for New York Mills. They ate up a lot of time, scored on their first 2. So the Cowboys haven't had the ball much here in the first half. And here's Salo gets to the corner. Will he get out of bounds? They will not give him out of bounds. So the clock will continue to run up to the 40-yard line, a gain of about 3.
Tell you what, that was a great open field tackle by Mers. I mean, and he tackled him in bounds, like you said, to keep the clock running.
with the stop for Breckenridge.
So 2 minutes to play here in the half.
And New York Mills doesn't seem to be in any hurry to
No.
run the next play, so
They do have a couple of timeouts remaining. It's Ruther and Nemi in the backfield. They give to Nemi first man through over the left side. He's across the 40 up to the 43. So a gain of about 3. Yeah, not a whole lot of urgency from Mills. It seems like they're very comfortable with the 12-0 lead. They don't want to make a mistake here. They have been dominant. They have certainly dominated the line of scrimmage here in the first half.
Bring up a third.
again, this is a spot where you can't fall asleep looking inside and let them run some play action and throw the ball deep here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run something like that.
Keep your eye on Johnson, number 84. He's top of the screen, right side. He's their speed guy, but they do keep it on the ground. And here is Ruther, and Ruther breaks it across midfield into Cowboy territory down to the 46-yard line. Clock will stop to move the chains. A minute to play, and now Mills will call a timeout. And we'll take one, too. Timeout on the field. 1 minute to play in the half. Section 6A championship game. New York Mills 12, Breckenridge nothing on the Three Borders Sports Network.
On the Breckenridge 46-yard line.
Around here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up. And we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
Bold Print in Wapaton reminds you that Christmas is not that far away and it's not too early to get your holiday greeting cards ordered. Create a customized printed card everyone on your address list will appreciate. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company. Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 642-2188, or check them out online, useboldprint.com.
To play here, first half, Breckenridge and New York Mills. Mills leads at 12-0, and they will throw deep, and there is Johnson, their speedster, and he's got it. That is a 46-yard touchdown pass, Salo to Johnson, and that one hurts.
Yep, and that's another vintage New York Mills play. I mean, we talked about him being capable of throwing the ball 50 yards in the air. We talked about him looking for the deep pass. And there you saw it.
Yeah,
so
and he couldn't have thrown that any better. I mean, he put that up in the air and just let his speedster run under it.
Yep.
And you let a guy like Johnson, again, we mentioned it, the guy can fly. He gets behind you. There's just not a whole lot of guys in the football field that are going to catch him once he gets behind you.
And if they don't pick up the first down, they probably let the clock run out and go in at halftime 12-0. But you know what? After they picked up the first down on the other side of the 50-yard line, I mean, you know they're going to take a shot deep. So too bad Cowboys let that one get away from them.
Salo, the pitch here to Nemi, and Nemi gets nowhere. Sanchez, a nice play there. So 3 touchdowns. They haven't converted on any of the extra points, but New York Mills dominating this first half. 54 seconds to play here, first half. On the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, all New York Mills, they lead at 8-0 on the Three Borders Sports Network. Somerville Electric is proud to support Cowboy and Cowgirl athletics. Somerville Electric provides quality electric service in Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and the greater Red River Valley. Your most trusted electrician can provide residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, and utility services. If you have any questions or would like more information, call 643-3435 or visit somervilleelectric.com. Well, the Cowboys have their work cut out for them. Remember last week they had no points on the board going into the locker room against OTC. They scored 26 in the second half. They're going to need that type of performance here in the second half of this one. They do have 54 seconds to work with and a few timeouts. So see what they can do here.
Well, the most important thing, Raleigh, for Cowboy offense here in the second half is going to be making some stops on defense to give yourself some opportunities. I mean,
here's Sanchez again with another opportunity, and he will again carry it up to about the 45-yard line. So again, good field position for the Cowboys. You got 49 seconds to play with here.
And here's the reality. I know there's 49 seconds left, but you got 3 timeouts, and you don't get a lot of possessions, right? You're down 3 scores. I mean, I think you got to take an opportunity of the 49 seconds you got left.
Well, they're probably not going to – the way things have gone here in the first half, you figure they're only going to get 3 or 4 possessions in the second half.
Right,
so,
that's my point.
You just have to take advantage here. We'll see what they do. And the Cowboys have been able to move the football a little bit on the ground. They had the pass interference play, which was good for 15. And
Cowboys going to kind of a pro set. I like the spread offense here. We'll see. Got Cam at quarterback.
And he will throw it. A quick one out to the left side. There's Bernatus. Bernatus trying to make a move. Good open field tackle that time by Salo. And a gain of just a couple of yards. And the Cowboys aren't going to burn a timeout. They have 3 remaining.
Looks like they're going to huddle up. They might as well take a knee then and let the clock run out. Cowboys took a timeout now.
24 seconds to play. And the Cowboys will call the timeout. And we'll take a quick break here. 18-0 here on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard.
Scott's Electric in Wahpeton is a proud supporter of high school athletics. If you're in need of commercial, industrial, agricultural, or residential electric service, call Scott's Electric at 642-9244. Licensed and bonded in North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota, offering 24-hour electrical service. Check out Scott's Electric website at www.scottselectric.net. Scott's Electric.
Well, the Cowboys let 11 seconds run off from the end of that play until the time they called the timeout. So now 2 timeouts remaining, 24 seconds to play. Not sure what that thought process was there on Cowboys waiting to call that timeout. Nito will work out of the gun here again, and they're just going to keep it on the ground. Looks like the Cowboys just content to run it out here and go down to the locker room and try to regroup. Well, they
took a timeout again.
Well, they are going to call a timeout.
Well, if we throw the ball, we got time for, 2 plays.
We'll see if they give Bernatus a chance here now.
Almost a Hail Mary type situation, trick play type situation, but any opportunity for the Cowboys to find the end zone, you got to try and take a shot. Like you said, Raleigh, we do get the ball to start the second half, but you just don't get very many opportunities. So now maybe we come out at halftime and we make some adjustments and we do a lot better job of stopping OTC stopping New York Mills. But
so 3rd and short, but it doesn't matter. Cowboys have time for maybe 3 more plays. They are able to pick up a first down here. Evans looking down middle of the field. He'll throw it up, and it's going to be picked off by Salo, and he'll go immediately to the ground. So New York Mills will most likely just take a knee here, and
but that's okay. You know, I like the play. I like the fact that try to take advantage of an opportunity. You know, we gave ourselves a chance on that ball. It's a 50-50 ball. New York Mills came up with it.
All right, a first half that didn't go the way the Cowboys wanted. But, again, the Cowboys dominant in the second half. That game last week versus a very good OTC team, a team that was ranked 4th in the state. Salo will just take a knee here. And that will be the final play of the first half. Cowboys need to get down to the locker room and regroup. All right, stick around for the halftime report brought to you by OSPTI. Mike Belseth, former coach of the Breckenridge Cowboys, will join us here at the half. On the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, New York Mills 18, Breckenridge nothing on the Three Borders Sports Network.
Bundling auto and home is a great way to save money and precious time. Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent in Breckenridge, will make it easy and convenient. Your savings could be spent on that next amazing vacation. So stop by or call Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent on Minnesota Avenue in Breckenridge. Call 643-8511. Amanda Frederick is proud to support Cowboy and Cowgirl athletics.
Since 1941, Minn Kota Ag Products has been helping farmers with their agricultural needs. The farming industry has expanded at great lengths, and Minn Kota Ag Products is there to provide farmers with their entire chemical, fertilizer, seed, and grain elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. For market access at your fingertips and information essential to your farm operation, download the Minn Kota Ag Products app. Minn Kota Ag Products, proud to be a partner in your farm operation since 1941.
Wahpeton Deli and Catering, a Twin Town favorite, has daily hot home-cooked meal specials for dine-in or carry-out, along with a full menu. Call Wahpeton Deli at 642-3639 to cater your next group lunch or dinner. Have an upcoming graduation? Let Wahpeton Deli and Catering take the worry out of your event. Call 642-3639. Wahpeton Deli and Catering on Dakota Avenue in the heart of downtown Wahpeton.
Better living begins at home, and Three Rivers Decorating in Wahpeton is your personal designing service. New flooring in your home can totally change its look and feel. Three Rivers Decorating has dozens of vinyl plank designs to choose from, along with carpet, tile, and linoleum. Whether it's updating your home's interior or retail space, Three Rivers Decorating has all of the latest styles and trends. They also offer free estimates. Give them a call today, 701-642-8454.
This is Cass Clay Country. From early mornings on our farms to evening dinners in your homes, our dairy farmers are your neighbors, your friends, your family. Our goal is to make your mornings a little brighter, your days more fulfilled, and to remind you, when it comes to quality, there is no expiration date. When choosing Cass Clay products, you're supporting your community. Cass Clay, homegrown, pure goodness.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, drying, cleaning, and marketing your grain to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain has been saving farmers for years, rewarding them with reasonable prices on purchases and fair deals when they sell. Talk to Kelly or Brad about the many services they offer. Red River Grain in Breckenridge. Call 643-3738.
To celebrate the spirit of National Philanthropy Day, Giving Day will be held on Monday, November 15th, 2021. The day provides an opportunity to create giving and all that it makes possible. Giving Day is a 24-hour online giving event creating an opportunity for tremendous impact and support of our resilient NDSCS students, faculty, and programs. Your donations help our charge to raise scholarship dollars. Your gift of any size will help build opportunities for our NDSCS students. The tradition of success continues.
OSPTI has been the therapy clinic of choice for over 15 years here in the southern Red River Valley. At OSPTI, they strive to have the most up-to-date treatment options available with their hands-on method to decrease your symptoms and ensure quality care. Their motto at OSPTI, we strive to meet your goals. Locally owned on 5th Street North in Breckenridge. OSPTI.
Well, all New York Mills in the first half. Eagles lead it here 18-0. Halftime report brought to you by OSPTI. For all your sports-related injuries, see the pros at OSPTI on 5th Street North in Breckenridge. Salo, a couple of touchdown runs, and Salo, a 45-yard touchdown pass to Johnson, their speedster. And New York Mills leads it 18-0. Look who's here at the half. Former Cowboy coach Mike Belseth joins us here at the half. He has made the trip up the steps of the Fargo Dome not once, but twice today. Thank goodness you're in the best shape of your life.
This might be the last time, Raleigh. I might be falling down. I'm getting too old for this.
Well, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I guess time of possession is probably one thing that runs through my mind, and then, as you mentioned, two running touchdowns, and then when your secondary is leading in tackles and you hear the name James Murtis at the free safety having to make tackles, that's just the ingredient for them to throw that bomb at the end. And so no, New York Mills has come into this game much more excited. I don't know if we left it at Otter Tail Central, the game, or not, but they're here to win it, and I don't know. Breckenridge seems to be running with cement shoes.
And Kevin and I were talking earlier. Not much of a history. Maybe you know better, but not much of a history between these two teams. Did Breckenridge and New York Mills ever met on the football field?
You know, that's what we were talking at coffee the other day about that. And Breckenridge and New York Mills. This is the first meeting on the gridiron. However, back in the 70s, when Janet Carvenon played basketball for New York Mills, it was the Denise Fries, Sue Smith versus Janet Carvenon. They would fill science school for girls basketball, which was unheard of in those days. So, in fact, I've always said that maybe about 10 more points and Denise Fries would have been Janet Carvenon, and Janet Carvenon would have kind of faded into the hills of New York Mills, so to speak. But as it were, there was some great competition between the two schools in girls basketball, but that's it.
Well, we didn't know a lot about New York Mills coming in, but what we do know now is they've got a very nice football program.
Yeah, historically, I don't know the nationality, because that has a big bearing on whether teams are successful or not, and if you can coordinate the good athletes. But historically, New York Mills has been really solid in everything.
All right, what do you tell your team when a game goes like this? You're down 18-0. You've been dominated in the first half, and it's a win or go home situation.
Well, you're right. We have been dominated, but we've been a few plays short of probably the score being tied. But that last one was a killer. When you're down 12-0, you can come back and say, okay, all we got to do is score twice, and we can win the game, and just play some defense, and we're in fine shape. But that touchdown before half is just a knocker.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about the playoffs. This is a Cowboy team that really struggled down the stretch. They lose their last 3 regular season games. They didn't look very good against Underwood in the quarterfinal round game. But then you go to Battle Lake. You play OTC, who has really dominated Breckenridge over the years, and they come up with what Kevin and I are saying, maybe one of the biggest upsets in Cowboy playoff history. The only one we could think of that might have been bigger was when you beat Mahnomen back in '83.
Well, you got to remember, I've got 50 years in Breckenridge. So Breckenridge beating Moorhead, Breckenridge beating Alec, Breckenridge beating Cold Springs or Corey. There's so many, you can cite so many of those. The Saturday's game was a big game for the Cowboy football program, but it's kind of a knee-jerk reaction to call that the biggest upset because you still have, 1-4 is still good. And the playoffs, you and I have had this discussion before. I think this is probably the best year of the playoffs, maybe because of COVID and last year not having a playoff. Everybody's hungry for it. You guys are doing an unbelievable job with 3 border states here, and yet the stands are full of fans. So you're doing a great thing, a great service. And but you and I have had a discussion on the validity of the football playoffs. But Tell that to Stewartville in the southeast part of the state. They were undefeated and got beat by an 8 seed team. So it just depends on who you play during the year. And we had a nice blend on our schedule this year. We played some pretty solid teams, and then we'd come across a team where we probably felt pretty confident we were going to win. So, but I just see around the whole state of Minnesota, there's a new freshness to the playoff system, and I think that's mainly because we went without it for 1 year and found out what a good thing we had.
Yeah, and for all those that don't know, Mike was a big reason that the playoff system is the way it is right now in Minnesota, because this wasn't always the case. Well, back when we played, you had to win your conference. You didn't just automatically get into the playoffs.
Exactly, you had to win your conference in the initial playoff systems, and of course then you had the mismatch, and then you got Breckenridge, who wasn't in a conference. So then Ron Eckert and I drove down to the Twin Cities, and the high school league formed a 5-team conference with teams that didn't play each other. We were in a conference with La Crescent, St. Cloud Cathedral, Litchfield, Wheaton, Breckenridge, and I'm drawing a blank on the 6th one. And we won the conference and didn't play a team in the conference. So you had to be pretty creative, but now this is established, a territorial thing area-wise, and it just like I say, it makes for an exciting round. And there's a lot of 2 beating 1s this year. Now, West Central area was an example of that prior to. It's my understanding Belgrade, Brewton, El Rosa, who beat Uppsala, that was a 1-2 upset again. So I guess the big upsets, like I say, it's kind of a knee-jerk at the time reaction, because there's plenty of them. And as you mentioned, the year we went up to Monoman and had no playoff experience whatsoever, and things fell favorably for us. And of course then after that we established a great tradition with Monoman, and watching them on WDAY Extra last night, they're still doing exactly the same thing. They're doing it well, and they're doing it to everybody.
Been a fun fall, hasn't it,
Yes.
for Breckenridge sports fans? Of course, the Cowgirls will play for his section championship tomorrow.
Go Cowgirls, because back in the early 80s, Breckenridge was in the state in volleyball and football, and God, was that fun times to be down in the cities and cheering each other on and that type of thing. So, no, all I can say there is go Cowgirls. It's going to be a task. It's going to be a real task because, in fact, I found out my brother is sub-teaching in Belgrade, and they took next Friday off knowing that they're going to go to state in volleyball, so they're having some conference or something. So that would be a nice upset, and I think it would be an upset, but I think it's in the hands of the Cowgirls to get it done.
Mike, always great to see you. I recommend you take the elevator down.
I got my wheelchair parked over, and Kevin's going to help me. No, it's great. Hey, and the one thing, if I got 2 seconds,
certainly.
The play we almost scored a touchdown on, H throwback.
Yep.
Lip and Heidemann, H throwback. You guys are smarter than the coach.
All right, Mike, great to see you. Mike Belseth, the Hall of Fame coach, former coach of the Breckenridge Cowboys. We'll be back with the second half, Breckenridge and New York Mills here on the Three Borders Sports Network.
Yep.
OSPTI has been the therapy clinic of choice for over 15 years here in the southern Red River Valley. At OSPTI, they strive to have the most up-to-date treatment options available with their hands-on method to decrease your symptoms and ensure quality care. Their motto at OSPTI, we strive to meet your goals. Locally owned on 5th Street North. No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, drying, cleaning, and marketing your grain to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain has been saving farmers for years, rewarding them with reasonable prices on purchases and fair deals when they sell. Talk to Kelly or Brad about the many services they offer. Red River Grain in Breckenridge. Call 643-3738.
Around here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up. And we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
living begins at home, and Three Rivers Decorating in Wahpeton is your personal designing service. New flooring in your home can totally change its look and feel. Three Rivers Decorating has dozens of vinyl plank designs to choose from, along with carpet, tile, and linoleum. Whether it's updating your home's interior or retail space, Three Rivers Decorating has all of the latest styles and trends. They also offer free estimates. Give them a call today, 701-642-8454.
All right, we'll see if the Cowboys can't mount a comeback here in the Section 6A championship game. They have their work cut out for them, trailing 18-0. Special thanks to all our sponsors. What a great group of sponsors, including Three Rivers Decorating, State Farm Insurance, Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent in Breckenridge, Superior Builders, Red River Grain, Red River Valley and Western Railroad, Somerville Electric, Hornstein Family Chiropractic, the Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, Scott's Electric, Minn Kota Egg Products, the Breckenridge Touchdown Club, the North Dakota State College of Science, the second oldest junior college in the entire country. Also special thanks to OSPTI, Bell Bank, Bold Print, Cass Clay, Giant Seeds, and Farmers Union Insurance. And we welcome all those watching at the Wilkin Drink and Eatery on Minnesota Avenue in Breckenridge, all those watching at Casey's Bar, and all those watching at The Brew on Dakota Avenue in downtown Wahpeton. Thanks for tuning in to the Three Borders Sports Network, and we'll see if the Cowboys can't get things going here in the second half. They get the ball first, and they're going to need to score on this first. Well, they're going to need to score maybe on all their possessions. They only got 4 possessions in the first half. Mills will kick deep here, and Snyder will just let it go out of bounds. So the Cowboys will have a choice, take it at the 35 or force Mills to kick it again. We'll see what the Cowboys do. Well, the Cowboys were down 8-0 last week to OTC, and most of Nito's 247 yards, most all of them came in the second half. And the Cowboys will need that type of performance here in the second half tonight. They are going to make Mills kick it over again.
Well, and you don't have to be desperate yet. We have the whole entire second half to play, but it starts with this drive, Raleigh. I mean, you can't get 18 points on this drive, so we just got to take care of business and just make sure we put some points on the board. And hopefully we made some adjustments, and hopefully we can do something to stop the running game against New York Mills, because we're going to have to do something different than we did in the first half.
Well, Mills dominated the time of possession nearly 2-1 in that first half. Seen Sanchez get the ball the last couple of times on the kickoff, but this time they will kick deep again. And that's Bernatus this time, and Bernatus will carry it across the 30 to the 32-yard line. So 1st and 10, Cowboys their own 32, trailing 18-0. Again, the Cowboys, the defending Section 6A champs. You remember last year beating OTC in a COVID-shortened season, and it was just that one playoff game last week. And then before last year, it had to go back to 2008 since the Cowboys won a section championship. Full house backfield behind Evans. Here's Nito. The first carry of the second half, and he gets a few across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
And, not only did we get better and better as the game went on. I mean, we actually got better and better as the game went on last week. I mean, Cam he didn't tire out. He actually improved, and our offensive line started to take control. So the deeper we got into the game, the better the Cowboys got. So hopefully we can muster something similar.
So 4 yards for Nito on that first down run. 2nd and 6. Evans to Nito again. A play designed to go over the left side. He has to bounce it outside. And just a great pursuit again.
And, that's the one thing that talking with Sam, the Legion baseball coach, for a while before the game. They're not going to let Nito beat us. They're not. They watched that game last week. Probably they're not going to let Cam do to them what they did to OTC. They're going to stop him. So if we can run some play action or do something, some counters, try and find an opportunity.
Yeah, Evans will go off the field here on third down. So it will be Nito that will work out of the gun. Twin receivers right and left. Bernatus in the game. Nito is going to be pressured. Gets out of the pocket. Throws. Has got his man, but it went right through the hands of Sanchez. He would have been a couple yards short of the first down had he caught it. And Sanchez down on the near sideline.
Yeah, he would have been, like you said, Raleigh, would have been probably 4 yards short, but it would have gave us a lot more options, Well, fourth down, we'd have been punting it either way.
It would have been interesting to see what the Cowboys would have done. Yeah, they would have been a few yards short of the first down. It would have been interesting to see had they went for it on fourth down. Sanchez being attended to on the sideline. So there's a break in the action. We're going to take one, too. We got 10:30 to play here in the third. On the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, New York Mills 18, Breckenridge nothing on the Three Border Sports Network.
Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
All right, the Cowboys are going to go 3 and out on their first possession here of the second half. Couple of shout-outs here. Derek Walter and his family watching Cowboy football on the Three Borders Sports Network. Well wishes to the Walter family. Chad Affield cheering on the Cowboys. Hey, Chad, our old teammate, Joe Randall, watching the Cowboys on the Three Borders Sports Network. Hey, Joe, hope all is well. And you got the crew over at the Brew that are watching the Cowboys. They got all the TV screens filled with Three Border Sports Network at the Brew. So we appreciate all those watching tonight. Here's Johnson, be brought down by Snyder at the 38.
I think it was Alex Martel, Raleigh, that made the tackle. It was a nice open field tackle too, number 6, wasn't it? But anyhow.
Yeah, Alex has been one of those guys, too. He's one of those guys that are around the football all the time.
Especially on special teams and punt coverage all year. He's just done a fabulous job.
Well, that hurt. The Cowboys going 3 and out on their first possession.
And didn't look good doing it. I mean, it's just
they need a spark, and maybe the defense can provide it. But so far, it has been the Mills offensive line that's dominated. And here's another big hole for Ruther, and Ruther on the loose. One guy to beat, and Bernatus is able to bring him down. They're going down to get him around the knees, but Ruther all the way to the Cowboy 30-yard line. And it's been that left side of the offensive line for New York Mills that has just been dominant.
Again, nothing special. I mean, they're just out executing us up front.
Yeah, and those are underclassmen too on the left side. Nathan Fisher, a junior, and Bodie Roberts, just a sophomore. But they have done a great job. That whole offensive line for New York Mills just dominant here in the section championship. Here's Nimi again, running hard across the 25 all the way down to the 23-yard line. So the second half starting a lot like the first half did.
And it's important that the Cowboys don't give up, right? It's important that a lot of game left to play, a lot of things can happen.
Yeah, and this is great experience for the young guys. Now, Cowboys do have 10 seniors, but you look at how many underclassmen contribute on this team, on both sides of the football. So there's some young guys for the Cowboys that are really getting some valuable experience. Yeah, and you're right. Very important for them to finish strong here, to compete. Here's Ruther again for a couple. He'll be about a half-yard short of the first down.
I mean, a lot of time, a lot of game left. I mean, make a stop here, keep him out of the end zone. Get the ball back, go down and score. Next thing you know, it's a completely different game. Just got to keep your head up. Just continue to compete. Just such a game of momentum, and you can just feel it right now. It's like we're hanging our heads a little bit. And
yeah, they need a spark. They need a stop. 3rd and short, and here's
but he gave him the first down.
He'll just sneak it for the first. We've seen him sneak it 6 or 7 times tonight for first downs. And it really doesn't seem to matter whether it's 2, half yard, 1 yard, 3 yards. He gets the yards needed. And Kevin mentioned he's not a real fast guy, but he's a big, strong dude. And the Cowboys have had a tough time bringing him down.
And we're not to the point where we're desperate, but you know what? We might need to take some chances defensively too here. I mean, they don't throw the ball much, 5-6 times a game to pick their spots. But here's the point, Raleigh. We're going to have to bring some people, try and stop the run.
1st and 10, back into the Scotts Electric red zone. Mills has spent a lot of time there. And here's Salo, and he's going to run it in, another touchdown. This one from 18 yards out. So Salo, 3 rushing touchdowns tonight, and he's thrown for 1.
That was too easy.
Yeah, that would have been a touchdown in flag football. I don't know if he got touched. But that's what happens when you're not able to shut down the run. Just good. He just faked it up the middle. Cowboys all went with Ruther, and Salo smooth sailing from 18 yards out. And Mills leads it now 24-0. And that drive just took a minute and a half.
Yeah, you can almost just feel the air coming out of the balloon a little bit with the Cowboys, and it's just too much time left in the game to be in that position, especially in this game.
So Mills will kick the extra point for the first time tonight. And that's number 12. Braden Enert, and the extra point is good. 8:01 to play, 3rd quarter, Section 6A championship. New York Mills dominating. They lead 25-0 on the Three Borders.
Since 1941, Minn-Kota Ag Products has been helping farmers with their agricultural needs. The farming industry has expanded at great lengths, and Minn-Kota Ag Products is there to provide farmers with their entire chemical, fertilizer, seed, and grain elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. For market access at your fingertips and information essential to your farm operation, download the Minn-Kota Ag Products app. Minn-Kota Ag Products, proud to be a partner in your farm operation since 1941.
All right, hang in there, Cowboy fans. 25-0, New York Mills leads it. A couple more shout-outs here. Plumbers at Casey's Bar. Vince, Jen, and Ray. Hope you're enjoying the game. The Lip families watch. The Lip families together. The Scott Lip family watching the game. Granny Joe is there. And all the other folks out there enjoying Cowboy football here on the Three Borders Sports Network. We certainly appreciate it. 8:01 to play here in the 3rd. And the kickoff to the left side, and that will go out of bounds. And again, the Cowboys will have the choice, take it at the 35 or make them kick it again.
Raleigh, I think it was halftime in the West Central game. We talked about some of the teams in our section, and I remember at the time saying, OTC, great team, but they're not what they've been in the past. I mean, they were still a great team, but down. But New York Mills is a team that, concerned us. They're the team to beat, and, kind of turned out that way. I mean, now you're seeing it firsthand. I mean, these guys, this is a quality football team, and they do a lot of things right.
Yeah, and I think they were the 3rd seed in this section. Very seldom do we see, and certainly that New York Mills game over Pine River Bacchus was not an upset.
Oh, no, definitely not. Matter of fact, they beat them earlier in the season, so they beat Pine River twice this year. Their only loss came to Polk County, and they had a 14-0 lead in that game and had a couple turnovers in the red zone, or might have won that game too.
Sanchez has gotten a few opportunities from his up man spot there on the kickoff return team, and this one he'll carry all the way down to the New York Mills 43-yard line, so the Cowboys get their best starting position of the night.
Right, yep, great field position, and you know what we're going to have to do now. Here's the thing, it sounds crazy to say with 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter that you got to start thinking about the clock, but you do, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not 2-minute time, but it might be no huddle time. And you might have to throw the ball more than we would like to, but you know what? If you lose, you lose. It doesn't matter by how much. We got to do we got to be aware of how many opportunities we're going to get.
Yeah, you just want to see the Cowboys show a little fight here down the stretch, and that's not a good start. Nito not able to handle the snap up a little high around his shoulders, and it'll be a loss back into Cowboy territory to the 49-yard line.
And that looked like it was a design quarterback, run up the middle, spread him out and try and get Cam up the middle, but
yeah, and I thought earlier, I had mentioned the Cowboys are probably going to have to come up with some big plays, but a little bit more difficult to throw now when you're down 25-0.
Yep.
The Cowboys, they hadn't thrown on first down at all in the first half, and you can just see him keying on Nito. Everybody keying on Nito, and he's able. That play looked like it wasn't going to gain anything. Nito did a great job just gaining a few yards on that play.
And we talked about that in the pregame too. I mean, they're not going to let Cam do what they did last week. I mean, they watched it on film all week, and they're not going to let him beat you. So, the Cowboys are going to have to put the ball in the air. And honestly, again, it sounds crazy to say that midway through the third quarter, but the clock is your worst enemy right now. I mean, down 25-0. I mean, you got to take some chances deep.
Yeah, you got to take chances on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively.
Both sides of the football. The game's not over, but you got to play it.
And here's the pitch to Nito, and he will throw, looking for Roberts, and it was well covered by Johnson. Johnson nearly picked it. And that's going to bring up a fourth down here for the Cowboys, and they're going to be forced to punt it away.
At halftime, Mike talked about Bernanos' play when we almost scored the H throwback. I don't know if you remember that, Raleigh, but we not invented it, but we kind of made that play up on the huddle against Perham. And that stayed in the playbook, the H throwback, lift to high, and that stayed in the playbook for years and years until just recently they changed it. But, something like that, right? Run a post corner. Something that we've had some success with.
So the Cowboys actually lost 5 yards on that possession after starting at the 44. Here's Nito's punt, which will roll out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. So we're halfway through this third quarter, and it's still 25-0 Mills. Hope you can join us tomorrow night here on the Three Borders Sports Network as the Cowgirls will play for a section championship against Belgrade Bruton Elrusa. And that's the south central part of Minnesota. They got a nice volleyball program. And the Cowgirls, have not been this deep into the volleyball playoffs in a long, long time. You heard Mike at halftime. You got to go back to the late 70s, early 80s before the Cowgirls made a run like they have made this year. So what a season it's been for the Cowgirls, and hopefully they can continue that with a trip to the state tournament in the Twin Cities. But they got a very good Belgrade Bruton Elrusa team waiting for them tomorrow night from Fergus. And again, Brian and Joe will have that game on the air tomorrow night here on the Three Borders Sports Network for those that aren't going to be able to make the trip to Fergus Falls. Short gain on first down. So 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Boy, they have been they're a good football team. And again, just nothing fancy. They just play hard-nosed football.
Yep.
A senior-led team, and they've got guys. They're just not really a weak link. I mean, they're strong up front. They've got some hard-nosed running backs. They got a speedster in Johnson, and then they've got a quarterback that can throw it downfield, and a guy that can also pick up tough yards, short yardage situations in Salo.
Right. And then, experience is a lot, Raleigh. I mean, when you're kind of really heavily senior-led, which they are, I mean, it's just, you can't teach that. I mean, these guys, they've been around the block a few times, and, talked to a guy that said this is New York Mills' dream team this year. I mean, they've been expecting this all year, so.
Here's Salo again on a third and short situation, and we have seen him pick up third and shorts all night long. That was the third and about 3, and he's able to get 4 up to the 30-yard line, and that's another Eagle first down.
We were talking in halftime, Raleigh, about Mills and Breckenridge's, competition against each other, and they kind of just thought of this, but we had a big, huge section game when Jack was a senior, so that would have been maybe 7 years ago in baseball, a section game when we lost to him 3-2, and we balked the winning run in. That might be the only other time we played Mills. And that was a great game, too. We came out on the losing end of it.
Yeah, you heard Mike mention Janet Carvenon. I do remember them filling up the activity center over on the science campus for those region championship games. That was an exciting time. Janet Carvenon went on to have a great college career, and she's still considered one of the greatest girls basketball players to ever go through the state of Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah, Breckenridge back then. Back in the Sue Singleman days, Denise Freeze days, Breckenridge might have been the second best team.
Oh, for sure.
In the state.
They were
unfortunately they were in the same region.
Yeah, no question about it, which has happened to us and over the years quite a few times. I mean, 1 and 2 teams or 1 and 3 teams are in the same region.
2nd and 7. Salo fakes to the first man through. Here's the pitch to Johnson, and Johnson is on the loose. And nobody is going to catch him. Johnson will go 66 yards.
We've seen him run that same play in the first half and picked up 12 yards, I believe. So just well-executed play. And again, the Cowboys, we haven't really seen anybody run that against us this year. Not that I can remember anyhow.
No, we haven't. We don't see much. You don't see much. You used to see a lot of high school teams. We ran a little bit of option back then.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't see much of that. But that one, that play run to perfection. Boy, they're just, they're just a well-disciplined team. Everybody does their job. Again, just nothing real fancy about this team. They just execute. And they have been really, really good here tonight. Extra point is up and good. 4:14 to play. Third quarter on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. New York Mills leads at 32-0 on the Three Border Sports Network.
Bold Print in Wapaton reminds you that Christmas is not that far away and it's not too early to get your holiday greeting cards ordered. Create a customized printed card everyone on your address list will appreciate. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company. Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 642-2188, or check them out online. Use boldprint.com.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
All right, 32-0. New York Mills, 4:14 to play here. Third quarter, Raleigh Lip along with Kevin Heidemann, Brian Watson, Joe Schreiner, Adam Schreiner, all here producing tonight's game. Yeah, Cowboys not real concerned about coming back now, but you just want to keep fighting. This is valuable experience, some of these young guys.
Well, there's so many guys coming back, and I said earlier in the quarter it wasn't desperation time now, but now it is.
Here's Bernadas. He had to go all the way back to the 15. And a nice return across the 30 before he's pushed out at about the 35. Yeah, Cowboys looked pretty good on their first drive. They took it down the field all the way inside the 10-yard line before giving it up on downs.
Right.
There was a big penalty down there, but yeah, they looked good on that first drive. But since then, Mills has made some adjustments.
Well, and it's so much mental, it's just momentum and mentally. You got to believe that you can win and you can't quit. And Cowboys right now are they don't believe that they can win. And then statistically, time left on the clock and the score, they're probably right, but you can't play the game that way.
Yeah, you just want to keep fighting. And here's Nito, some tough yards up the middle to the 40-yard line.
And, that first half, Mike mentioned it at halftime, it was 18-0. But, really we had one-score game, and it was 3rd and long, and we gave up the big pass. And then, again, I don't know if it was 2nd or 3rd down and long again after the penalty, and we gave up the big reverse. And, couple stops, couple plays, who knows? And it kind of got away from the Cowboys a little bit now. And
see Evans back onto the field here for the Cowboys. That'll move Nito out wide left. Evans will look right. He'll throw to Sanchez, and Sanchez some room on the right side. He'll carry it across midfield to the Eagles' 49-yard line.
First down. On the stop that time for the Eagles, Will Oakes.
I wonder what the biggest comeback is.
Yeah, you look back in the you look back into the Cowboys' dominant years back in the the 80s and 90s. Breck just wasn't down much.
No, I don't ever
there really
remember
wasn't much. I don't really remember a huge comeback.
No.
But this one, it just doesn't have any feel. I mean, this has just been.
Fumble.
There's a loose football. Nito, it looked like he wasn't.
Looked like Mills
it looked
recovered.
Like he just popped up. Yeah, it looks like Mills has got it. But yeah, you just kind of the big play. You just feel the big play in this one was that long touchdown to Johnson. Yeah, as bad as it was really in the first half, if you could just 12-0. 12-0 is a lot different from 18-0.
For sure. And that was one that was, I don't want to say avoidable, but I mean down in distance. There's 54 seconds left on the clock, and you got a guy that can throw it deep, and got a guy that can, that's got great speed, and to let him get behind you in that situation is too bad because that was a little bit of a dagger. But again, 3-4 plays different in that first half, and this whole thing would look different. But
yeah, boy, it just seems every time you look out there, the Mills offense is on the field. They have just over double the possession time for New York Mills.
And the reality of it is, I mean, regardless of giving up a couple of those big plays that you'd like to have over, the reality is, Raleigh, they've just dominated the line of scrimmage up front, and pretty hard to win a football game when that happens. Like Mike said at halftime, when your safeties making tackle after tackle after tackle, it's not a good thing, and that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, and it's not as if New York Mills is just a huge football team. I mean, but those guys up front are strong and fast. I mean, they can move, and I mean, you look at 230 up front, 225. There's a 205. There's 195. I mean, it's not as if they're a gigantic offensive line, but they certainly have dominated here tonight. Short gain there, third and about 4 for the Eagles. As they just work the clock here, this football game has moved right along. Both teams really pounding the football on the ground.
And Raleigh, it's not. They've done this all year. I mean, they're averaging just over 33 points a game, so this is really nothing new for New York Mills.
There's a low snap. Looked like there was some movement up front. One thing we haven't had a lot of tonight, penalties on the Cowboys. That's one thing they really started to clean up in the playoffs. They were terrible down the stretch of the regular season. There was a game they had 15 penalties accepted. 15 penalties accepted, and you can't even compete when you have that many penalties. But in the playoffs, even against Underwood, the Cowboys didn't look sharp in that quarterfinal round win over Underwood, but they didn't hurt themselves with penalties.
No, and they really haven't tonight either. I mean, it was an unfortunate one with the delay of game.
Yeah, the few penalties they've had tonight have just been in real unfortunate situations. But yeah, they've cleaned up the flags a little bit here in the playoffs. Well, that penalty costs New York Mills 5, and they'll throw here. Here's Salo in the pocket, now flush, rolls right, throws right, and some contact back there, but no flag as Murtis was going for the football. That's Nemi looking around like, where's the flag?
You know what, and that was a great job by Gavin Snyder, number 8. I mean, and that's exactly what New York Mills does. They don't throw the ball a lot. They get you sucked in, look and run, and then they'll throw one deep over the top, and you know what? Snyder did not fall for that. I mean, he had great coverage on that play.
We'll see what Mills does here on fourth down. It looks like they will punt it. Salo will punt it. And this is I believe, first punt of the night for New York Mills. Bernatis back deep. High snap. Salo goes up and gets it, and it's a low line drive kick. That will bounce at the 20. Oh, he gets a nice New York Mills roll, and that will roll dead. Well, that's just a perfect punt all the way down to the 1 yard line. So that's where the Cowboys will start 1st and 10 with 36 seconds to play here in the third.
Cowboys have got to be careful now. They get it out of the end zone and don't end up with a safety.
Well, New York Mills will represent Region 6A just fine in the state football plays. This is a team that could maybe do some damage in the playoffs.
Yeah, I believe they play the winner of Deer Creek and Barnum.
Yeah, is that section 5?
7A, I believe. I think it's 6A and 7A.
Oh yeah, it's 5A. You want to stay away from it. I think two of the best teams in the state are out of 5A. So 99 yards to go here for the Cowboys, trailing 32-0 as we wind down the third quarter of this Section 6A championship. And there's Ruther jumping offside, so that'll give the Cowboys a little breathing room. This is one of the few games where the Cowboys have had fewer flags, fewer penalties than their opponent. Oh, I take that back. This is against the Cowboys.
Yeah, left tight end moved.
That's not the worst spot to have a penalty. That one's going to cost them about a half
inches,
yard.
Yeah, inches. But again, now the threat of a safety even bigger.
Evans back in at quarterback. He gives Donito, and Cam will give the Cowboys a little breathing room up to the 3-yard line. And that may be the final play of this third quarter. Looks like the Cowboys in no hurry. Yeah, they're not going to run a play here. So we're through 3 of this Section 6A championship game. And it's all New York Mills. Eagles lead it 32-0.
That's the end of the third quarter.
We'll break here on the Three Borders Sports Network.
The Minnesota State High School League reminds us that the educational value of this event is more important than its outcome. Respect for others, including opponents and officials, is one of those values. Support today's teams with the respect that they deserve. And when you have great teams and great fans, a great game is practically a given. So root for your team and enjoy every moment of today's game. This reminder is brought to you by the Minnesota State High School League.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, drying, cleaning, and marketing your grain to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain has been saving farmers for years, rewarding them with reasonable prices on purchases and fair deals when they sell. Talk to Kelly or Brad about the many services they offer. Red River Grain in Breckenridge. Call 643-3738.
Superior Builders in Breckenridge specializes in post-frame buildings with 25 years worth of knowledge and experience in the post-frame industry. Licensed and insured, Superior Builders offers pre-engineered commercial buildings, farm shops, hobby buildings, and storage buildings. Superior Builders also offers a 40-year paint warranty and lifetime column warranty. Superior Builders in Breckenridge, building your dream to last. 701-238-7740. That's 701-238-7740.
All right, Cowboy football as we start the fourth quarter. Cowboys trailing 32-0. Nito, a strong run over the left side, across the 10, all the way up to the 15-yard line. That's a Cowboy first down.
You know, you hate to already be talking about next year, but, you know, as coaches, that's generally what you do. I mean, the second the season's over, you're already on to next year. And, you know, we've talked about experience and how so many of these New York Mills guys are 3-year starters and how big experience is. You know, the Cowboys, I mean, they lose, you know, Wyatt Differding up front and Gavin Snyder in the corner and Murtis at the tailback and, of course, Colin Roberts. But, you know, other than that, they're all underclassmen. I mean, they return the vast majority of their offense and defense. So, you know, this is important time right now. I mean, this is great experience for these guys.
Yeah, 8 of the 11 seniors on both sides. 8 of the 11
Right.
players on offense are underclassmen. 8 of the 11 players on the defensive side of the football also
Right, and so
underclassmen. So Cowboy fans, a lot of things to look forward to with this football
and so
program.
11 minutes to go in the game, you're thinking game over, but it's not that. It's more than that. I mean, this is valuable time. It's this opportunity to, you know, to gain some experience in playoff situations against great teams, right? And hopefully, you know, losing this game, hopefully that'll burn into their minds because next year they'll just be hungry to come back and have another opportunity.
2nd and 7 for the Cowboys from the 17. Here's Nito again. Not much over the left side this time, maybe up to the 20-yard line. Bring up third down. Again, special thanks to all our sponsors for making this playoff football game possible. our good friends over at Three Rivers Decorating, Amanda Frederick at State Farm Agency in Breckenridge, Superior Builders, Brian Bernatus, Red River Grain, Red River Valley and Western Railroad, Somerville Electric. Special thanks to Hornstein Family Chiropractic, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, thanks to Dean. Minn Kota Egg Products, Breckenridge Touchdown Club, North Dakota State College of Science, Scott's Electric, OSPTI, Bell Bank. There's Gavin for another first down. Also special thanks to Cass Clay, Giants, Farmers Union Insurance, and to Bold Print.
Kind of went back to the bread and butter play to Gavin Peterson, which is just most of the time successful, but they had Bernardus behind the guy deep. You know, I know that's probably not the intended receiver, but
well, that play has been a big play. Breckenridge just has not thrown the foot. You know, just not much of a throwing team. But that play we've seen a number of times this year. They've executed that little flood play to, and Gavin's a guy who can really catch the football for a big guy. We saw him make a one-handed catch earlier tonight.
Yep.
Cam Nito, 3 yards, right up the middle, across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
New York Mills player's injured. Not sure who that is, but
again, special thanks to the folks over at the Wilkin and at Casey's for the watch party tonight. Remember, all you folks, you can head right back to the Wilkin and to Casey's tomorrow if you're not going to make it over to Fergus Falls for the section championship game. Breckenridge Cowgirls versus the Belgrade Bruton Elrusa volleyball team. That's a good. They've really got a nice volleyball program. They've been making playoff runs in 1A for many years. That'll be a great test for the Cowgirls. But boy, they have created some excitement around town, haven't they? The Cowgirl volleyball team.
They sure have. And then, like you said, Raleigh, it'll be a challenge. I mean, they literally dominated Wheaton in that first set. I didn't watch that whole thing, but they dominated Wheaton in that first set.
Yeah, I tell you what, I enjoyed the heck out of it last night, watching that game on the Three Borders Sports Network. And again, Joe and Brian will be over in Fergus Falls tomorrow night for that section championship game. Best of luck to the Cowgirls. 3rd and long.
There we go.
And look at that. Bernatus wide open, but Evans overthrew him. And boy, Dylan would have been able to walk into the end zone had that one been completed, but overthrown, and the Cowboys miss an opportunity to get into the end zone.
But I like the play, not just because it was the opportunity, but that's, you know, if you're gonna look for any weaknesses on the New York Mills team, I mean, that's where it is. You got one-on-one coverage. You got to take your chances deep.
Yeah, and I thought the Cowboys might elect to throw it deep a little bit early. They did not. You know, that's one thing. New York Mills, you know, they didn't play the toughest of schedules, so they weren't really tested in their secondary over the course of the season. Cowboys do get behind the corner there, though, but miss the opportunity. Now the Cowboys will call a timeout. 4th down, and we'll see if they. I suppose the Cowboys will go for it here in 4th down, trailing 32-0. Well, we'll break here. Break in the action. We'll take a quick one here. 8:57 to play on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. Mills 32, Breckenridge nothing on the Three Borders Sports Network.
When you dine at the Wilkin Drink and Eatery, you're among friends. So relax and enjoy everything from sizzling sirloins, mouth-watering seafood, vibrant salads, and crowd-pleasing desserts. The Wilkin also serves the best pizza in town. Dine in or carry out after 5. The Wilkin Drink and Eatery, gracing Minnesota Avenue since 1897.
All right, welcome back. 4th down for the Cowboys from the 32-yard line. They will go for it. 4th and about 8. And Evans will line up in the shotgun here. Twin receivers right and left. Evans looks right and throws right, and there's Sanchez, had it and dropped it. It would have been enough for a first down, but Alex couldn't hold on to it, and the Cowboys will give it up on downs.
Well, nice throw. You know, Evans put that ball right where he needed to, and you know what? If Sanchez can catch that ball, he had some running room too.
So the Cowboys give it up, and now Mills will. Mills is going to call a timeout here. So we'll take another one too. 8:53 to play in the 4th. Timeout on the field on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. 32-0 New York Mills on the Three Borders Sports Network.
1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
All right, New York Mills takes over the football after the Cowboys give it up on downs. And let's see, looks like Mills are going to make some substitutions here. Number 12 in now at quarterback. That's Braden Enert. And the running backs, let's see, that's number 24. Montgomery Briard. He is just a junior, so some of the underclassmen now for New York Mills getting some of that valuable playoff experience. And again, the Eagles will certainly lose much more than the Cowboys to graduation, but it just looks like Mills they've got a good thing going in their football program. They really execute.
They do, and we talked about kind of the keys to the game, in the pregame. One of them was they're not going to let Cam beat you. We're going to have to run some play action, take some chances deep. They put 9 guys in the box. There's single coverage in the secondary, and probably have to throw the ball and throw it deep. And we didn't really do much of that today,
No.
And we've had guys open and we've had opportunities. We had to play to Bernardus in the corner here. And the other key to the game was, to stop, number 3, stop him from running. And we really didn't do a very good job of that either. And, so been an uphill battle for the Cowboys. But you know what? Again, 7.5 minutes to go. Take advantage of every second that you got, especially for these seniors. Because you know what, Raleigh? We've all been there, right? It's hard walking off that field for the last time.
Yeah. There are not too many things that are much more dramatic than that, It's, you lose a lot of things over the course of your life, but nothing much more dramatic really than losing your last football game. Yeah, you look at all the kids out there that are putting on the pads for the last time, and they made some memories.
They'll be listening to the Boys of Fall over and over again. It's an emotional time, especially when you're a senior, and even for some of the juniors and sophomores, that knowing your teammates is the last time you're going to line up to them, in the huddle. So, but still, great memories.
Here's a short gain over the left side. Yeah, no question. There's been some ups and downs, probably even more downs than ups over this Cowboy season. But when you make a playoff run, you really do. You look at the excitement that the Cowboy fans had over the course of this past week. I tell you what, I was one guy who was jacked up for tonight's game.
And I think most people were, and we've had a history over the years of being pretty successful, especially in postseason, and so kind of wishing for things to come. But even still, it was a heck of a run for the Cowboys.
And like you said, I think there's really bright things, ahead for the Cowboys. All the underclassmen on this football team that got such valuable experience. And you look at the numbers in this Breckenridge football program right now for a Class A school. You looked at Underwood. Underwood came to town. They had 20 kids on their roster, and 6 of those 20 were freshmen.
Right.
Where Breckenridge for a school with an enrollment of 199 kids has got really, really good numbers right now.
It does.
See the Barnesville team starting to make their way out of the locker room. They'll take on Pelican Rapids coming up in the championship game, a Section 2A championship game. That's a great rivalry, and you're starting to see the Barnesville and Pelican fans now starting to file in. So there's more football to come here at the Fargo Dome tonight. And again, West Central area, they're going back to the playoffs, and in 2A, they've got a nice program. They beat a very good Osakas team, a game that went down to the wire prior to this game. Coming up on 5 minutes to play here in the fourth down play coming up here for the Eagles. So the Eagles will be heading to Central Minnesota for their playoff game next week. They'll be heading to Brainerd. And that game, of course, will be for the right to play at U.S. Bank Stadium. And how cool would that be?
Yeah, it would be. It's pretty cool to even be playing in this place.
Yeah. Yeah, we are fortunate to have the Fargo Dome. Although tonight wouldn't have been the worst nights to play outdoors, but you get into November, it's not always fun to play outdoors. Another break in the action here. We have 4:52 to play. On the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, 32-0 New York Mills. You're watching Cowboy football on the Three Borders Sports Network.
Bruder's Butcher, Highway 75 North Breckenridge, believes in community, customer service, and the goodness of meat. Bruder's Butcher provides quality raised and butchered beef at an affordable price. From raising cattle born on family farms to butchering and preparing the meat for your dinner table, they are that dedicated. Stop into their store located Highway 75 North Breckenridge or check them out online, brudersbutcher.com.
Right, fourth down play coming up here for New York Mills, 4th and about 7 from the 16-yard line. Boy, nice play there. That is Shockert who came in and yeah, Enert had no chance there, loss of a couple of yards, so the Cowboys will take over here on downs with 4:49 to play in the fourth.
I love to see the Cowboys get on the scoreboard. Finish
that
strong.
would be nice, yeah. Be a good way to finish. And again, New York Mills now sending in some backups. We'll try to get you some names and numbers here.
New York Mills, I think this will be, well, they've had 4 shutouts so far this year. We'll see. Still plenty of time left on the clock here, but
yeah, I like New York Mills' chances in this 1A playoff. I mean, they've got a really good quarterback. You can run it and throw it. You got a speedster guy on the outside, and you've got a couple of hard-nosed running backs and some guys up front where most of these games are won. You got some big guys or strong guys up front. So this is and they just play disciplined football.
Yep, not a lot of mistakes. I don't think they had a turnover.
No turnovers.
Of course, the Cowboys had just the one?
Yeah, Cowboys. And that's key to the game that we talked about in the pregame. Take care of the football and cut down on your penalties. Cowboys have done both, but they just haven't been able to stop the run. You know, they just haven't. And the Cowboys have been really good. They've been really good against the run this year, but they could not stop New York Mills.
Right. I mean, other than the Holly game, Holly kind of ran over, that got a little ugly for us on the defensive side. But, other than Holly, they did a really good job all year.
This has been a strange year, though. You look at a team like Holly that just dominated the Cowboys, and Pelican beat them. Last week in the Section 2A playoffs, and Pelican, a team the Cowboys had it. Cowboys
probably
had that game.
Should have won.
Yeah, Cowboys should have won that game, and so anything can happen in the playoffs. 1st and 10 Cowboys. Here's Evans, second man
Fumble.
through Shockert. Yeah, and Shockert hasn't gotten a whole lot of carries this year.
And
takes the hit there and he coughs it up.
I think I jinxed him.
Yeah, you did. So the Cowboys turn it over for the first time tonight. Eagles recover. And they'll be able to run the clock out here if they can pick up a first down.
When does basketball start, Raleigh?
22nd of November. So, the Cowboys now will look ahead to the winter sports season. A lot of these same guys have an opportunity.
And that's what's fun about being small town, sports, right? A lot of these guys, 3-sport athletes,
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? Great place to raise a family. You've got, great programs and great facilities. You look at the facilities that Breck has. I look at that complex. You guys have done a great job out at the baseball field, and I look at that back when it was 40 years ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was a long time ago that we played. But I remember the baseball field out there. We didn't even have a dugout.
No, we just had
a bench against the fence. We had a snow fence.
Snow fence, yeah.
And I look at the football field. The trees out there had just been planted in the early 80s, so there were no windbreaks out there. It was just pretty much wide open out there.
And press box and all that stuff is relatively new, not
you got
10 years
the
maybe.
The softball complex is nice. I mean, just really a great complex. Well, Breckenridge will not be getting a new school. Did that surprise you at all? You look at all the new schools going up in the Heart Lakes Conference.
Yeah.
You got Pelican and Perham, and I know there was a lot of talk around Breckenridge.
It failed about 2-1. It doesn't really surprise me. Talking to some of the older people in the community, I think the vast majority of those were probably a no-vote people on fixed income type situations, and so no, it doesn't really surprise me. But the good news is we passed the levy. The operating levy. So, and that was the most important thing to pass because, without that, we'd have been struggling to make cuts. So, at least that passed.
Yeah, and you look at the Breckenridge School; that's still in wonderful shape. Although they would have gotten some help, obviously, from the state. But yeah, 65-35, I think, was the vote. All right, we're under 2 to play. 1st and 10 here for the Eagles, and they'll be able to just run the clock out here now. Short gain up the middle there.
Second down and 8.
Raleigh, after the Cowboys went on the 3-game losing streak and kind of looked bad doing it. I mean, I never dreamed we'd be here. I mean, just a great opportunity. It didn't go their way today, but you know what? Still a great season. And certain coaches are technicians, and some guys are relationship guys. And Freddie is definitely a relationship guy. Not that he's not a great X's and O's guy, but he's definitely a relationship guy, and his players love playing for him.
Yeah, well, we can both attest to that. We both had kids that played under Freddie, and yeah, they love playing for him. Cowboys will be back. Yeah, I think Cowboy fans have a lot to look forward to. I think that's really going to be a fun season for the Cowboys next year.
Again, one of the bigger schools. We just moved down to single A, 199 enrollment, same as Mills. I mean, we're one of the bigger schools in single A, and returning everybody. I mean, just a lot of things to look forward to for Cowboy football. Always, you think about it, Raleigh. There's only one team that ends the year with the win, and it's the state champion, and those don't come along very often. As a matter of fact, the majority of the teams in the state of Minnesota have never had one. So
the Eagles will take a knee here, and they will be crowned champions of Section 6A, and they look very good doing it. They improved now to 9-1 on the season, and they will be playing in the state playoffs quarterfinal round next week in Brainerd. Your final score on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard: New York Mills 32, Breckenridge nothing. The post-game report brought to you by the North Dakota State College of Science and Red River Grain is coming up next on the Three Borders Sports Network.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
OSPTI has been the therapy clinic of choice for over 15 years here in the southern Red River Valley. At OSPTI, they strive to have the most up-to-date treatment options available with their hands-on method to decrease your symptoms and ensure quality care. Their motto at OSPTI: we strive to meet your goals. Locally owned on 5th Street North in Breckenridge. OSPTI.
Down here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
To celebrate the spirit of National Philanthropy Day, Giving Day will be held on Monday, November 15th, 2021. The day provides an opportunity to create giving and all that it makes possible. Giving Day is a 24-hour online giving event creating an opportunity for tremendous impact and support of our resilient NDSCS students, faculty, and programs. Your donations help our charge to raise scholarship dollars. Your gift of any size will help build opportunities for our NDSES students. The tradition of success continues.
Good sports are winners, no matter what the score, and good sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. You keep the standards high and the game enjoyable for all by showing respect for players, coaches, and officials. Respect and responsibility is why we play. Celebrating a championship with classmates, teammates, and the community. It's a memory that lasts a lifetime, so root for your team with good sportsmanship and enjoy every minute of today's game. The Minnesota State High School League, helping students reach their goals in and out of the classroom.
When you dine at the Wilkin Drink and Eatery, you're among friends. So relax and enjoy everything from sizzling sirloins, mouth-watering seafood, vibrant salads, and crowd-pleasing desserts. The Wilkin also serves the best pizza in town. Dine in or carry out after 5. The Wilkin Drink and Eatery, gracing Minnesota Avenue since 1897.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, drying, cleaning, and marketing your grain to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain has been saving farmers for years, rewarding them with reasonable prices on purchases and fair deals when they sell. Talk to Kelly or Brad about the many services they offer. Red River Grain in Breckenridge. Call 643-3738.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
Welcome back. Post-game report brought to you by the North Dakota State College of Science and by Red River Grain. North Dakota State College of Science, the second oldest junior college in the country, and Red River Grain serving farmers up and down the Red River Valley. Things didn't go the way the Cowboys wanted tonight. 32-0 your final score. New York Mills will advance to the state playoffs, quarterfinal round next week in Brainerd. But some valuable experience for the Cowboys.
A valuable experience, like we talked about. Winning's kind of a learned behavior. You got to learn how to do it. You know, we got a lot out of last week. You know, you learn a lot by losing. Sometimes you learn more from losing a game than you do from winning it, and returning as many guys as we do, Raleigh. I mean, just a great experience to be here in the Dome.
Yeah, Salo 4 touchdowns tonight rushing, and he also threw for a touchdown, a 45-yard touchdown pass to Johnson, and that was the scoring. Cowboys had some opportunities. Nice drive on their opening possession. Wasn't able to punch it in, and you wonder what might have been had they been able to punch it in on that first drive.
Right. You know what I mean? And if you can't stop them, if you can't stop the run, it's going to be a long night. And the Cowboys never ever did stop the run. But not to hang your head, they didn't give the game away. They just played a great team tonight, right? So,
yeah.
It's not like that we just played terrible. We did something, whatever. But they just ran into a really, really good New York Mills team.
Yeah, and I think this is a New York Mills team that will represent Section 6A very well in the state playoffs. They're solid, really all around.
Right, they are. Well, and most things in sports are really kind of simple. When you control the line of scrimmage and you can run the ball and you have time of possession, which are all the things we talked about in the pregame they've done all year. When you do those things, you're going to win the vast majority of the games that you play. And so, you know what? They have a great opportunity here going forward, and wish them the best of luck. But still, proud of the Cowboys. I mean, it was exciting, and it's always tough for the seniors. It's who it's tougher on. It's tougher on the mom and dad of the seniors. Yeah. So it's an emotional time. The last game, when you take that helmet off for the last time, there's a few of these guys that might play at the next level, but most of them won't. So anyhow, just a great experience, and it was a fun season. And, on a personal note, I'd like to thank you guys for having the opportunity to do this with you, because I've had a lot of fun doing it with Three Border Sports. So it's been fun for me too.
Yeah, it's been a fun year. Thanks for joining us. It has been a fun year. Congratulations to the Cowboys on a great playoff run, and best of luck to the New York Mills Eagles. Like I mentioned, I think they will represent Section 6A very well in the state football playoffs, which will start next week. All right, we're going to wrap things up, but before we do, again, a special thanks to all our sponsors. We really appreciate you supporting the Three Borders Sports Network, including the Wilkin, Casey's Bar, Three Rivers Decorating, State Farm Insurance, Amanda Frederick, your State Farm agent in Breckenridge, Brian Bernatus over at Superior Builders, Red River Grain, Red River Valley and Western Railroad. Also, a special thanks to Tyler Somerville and his crew over at Somerville Electric. Andrea Hornstein at Family Chiropractic. Scott's Electric, Bold Print. Dean Twidwell over at Wahpeton Deli and Eatery. We thank you for all your support. Minn Kota Egg Products. The North Dakota State College of Science. Breckenridge Touchdown Club. Chris and Sean Roberts over at OSP have been great supporters of the Three Borders Sports Network. Bell Bank, Cass Clay, Giant Seeds, same thing for all your support. Robert Schuler and his crew, and Farmers Union Insurance in Wahpeton. Special thanks to all those sponsors, and for all you fans that have supported us and continued to watch on the Three Borders Sports Network. We appreciate it. And don't forget, Breckenridge fans, tomorrow night we will be back on the air. Joe and Brian will be over in Fergus Falls as the Cowgirls will try to advance to the state tournament. What an exciting year, and I know a lot of Breckenridge fans looking forward to that one tomorrow.
Yep, that'll be fun.
Yep, 7 o'clock start over at Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Belgrade, Bruton, El Rusa. Best of luck to the Cowgirls. All right, that's going to do it from the Fargo Dome. Again, your final score, 32-0 New York Mills. They'll be playing in the state playoffs next week. For Joe Schreiner, Adam Schreiner, Brian Watson, Kevin Heidemann, I'm Raleigh Lipp for the Three Borders Sports Network. Have a great weekend, everybody.